corners of the earth. Daniel saw, this is the end of the statue that Daniel saw in his vision. We had the toes, damn it. Shit, we already went through the rest of the body. Now it's just time for that great millstone, which is Yahushua, to come down and crush this place, man. Take everything with it. Go ahead.
This the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, starting at verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death.
So this is just the beginning. The shit really ain't even got bad yet. People still have the luxury of going home, after their job and going to the grocery stores. You go to a drive-through still, get yourself a $1 menu item. People still got liberty, so to say. Even though there's a whole global pandemic or epidemic, whatever they want to call it. All right, there's people rioting again everywhere. You got the shutdowns coming back, but people still think it's cool. Look, people shopping and whatever the hell. Today's Halloween, so you already know people gonna be out and about, and just festering demons, man. Because while the elites are gonna be doing these rituals, these people are, they're helping. They're conjuring up demons themselves. Shit. So go ahead.
Reading on, it reads, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear.
Yeah, so this is just the beginning of wars, man. Remember, Yahushua said you shall hear wars, the rumors of wars, but the end is not yet. That we've been seeing wars, So, but now, that that was for before, when you first started hearing about the wars. Now you hear about them every damn day, And then ultimately World War III. Go ahead.
Reading on, it says, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come?
Yeah, many bad times, ill times. So Ezra was like, man, what am I going to do when those times come? Because, like, you imagine what he was seeing. He was seeing everything that we're seeing today. Like a clip. You know how brothers be putting them clips together of little videos and news articles and shit like that. And just like a montage. That's how he saw all this shit, man, just happening, Like, that's how we, he saw what we living, Right?
Are sent as scourges for amendment.
And that's all the thing. It's what for the wicked, an amendment is for a correction or a change for our people, but they still ain't gonna get it. Our people still gonna continue to be wicked and continue to just do whatever they want, So hey, that's why ultimately they're gonna die, Go ahead.
Verse 20. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness.
See, and that's why the Lord said, why shall I stricken them anymore? They're going to continue to revolt. So the Lord's like, man, let me just kill these niggas one last time in the worst way possible, They're going to just have to go through the worst things imaginable, and then they'll be right, Since they don't want to get right, all these chances, now they just going to have to learn the hard way. Go ahead.
But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in a good case.
Yeah, that's where you got people with mentality right now. See, look, we can still get this, we can still get that. It's affordable. Even though the economy's not doing good, we can still afford these little luxuries, They think they're in a good case, man. But here it is, just in a couple of days, this place is going to be in shambles, man. Good.
It reads on, and even then shall evils grow upon earth. And I'll read back at verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in a good case.
Right, and that's what the brother was saying. Everybody's comfortable, chilling, relaxed, man. It says in the book of Isaiah, it says that the city of confusion is broken down, man. You said you was grabbing that? Yeah. Con, you can go ahead and hit that. I think it's Isaiah 24, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. It says, get to the point.
You can read some of it.
So, Matthew 24, Isaiah 24, and
Start at verse 7. Isaiah 24, verse 7. The new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth. All the merry-hearted do sigh.
Go ahead. Hey, it says all the merry-hearted do sigh, man. All right, that's because what the Lord has broken down this place. So you had the bread and circus for a while, man. You know, where it gave Jake entertainment and so on and so forth, where the Lord has stripped away a lot of those things, man. All right, they had shut down the NBA for the time period, all the sporting events and everything like that. It's not the same spirit. Why? Because the Lord is breaking down this place. And then it's spiritual because they're going to be crying for, I think it's the next verse that says crying for wine in the streets. Okay, you can keep reading.
It says, Isaiah 24 in verse 8, the mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice ended, the joy of the harp ceaseth.
That's right. Hey, everything, all the entertainment, it's done with. See, now you're going to be faced with just dealing with the judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So you've been able to ignore these things. All right, what we've been saying for a while now, because these things haven't affected you yet. You know, the everyday average American citizen, they haven't felt like they've been affected by what the Lord has proclaimed is going to happen. Or they watch these commercials about the Syrian kids getting blown up and everything like that. They watch the Feed the Children commercials, little flies flying around some Hamite states. Right. They're like, oh man, that's so terrible what's happening way over there on the other side of the earth. It ain't going to touch us though. Well, now we're in a time where all these plagues, they're about to start affecting everybody on a mass scale to where you're going to be forced with dealing with these words, man.
And you ain't going to have a commercial running for 99 cents a day to help you out. You're
Right.
going to have to go through it. You know, the Lord's going to leave. You know, talking about our people, you know, because the heathen going to get what they got coming regardless. But, you know, concerning our people, the Lord's going to lead them out there to hang high and dry, man. Since they wanted to reject him. All right, now all these things are coming. All right. But they still, you know, our people still don't want to return to the Lord. But look, there ain't no more mirth. You can't, sing hoorah at the bars anymore. You know, so this place is finished, man. You can watch sports entertainment, right? You can watch entertainment on TV, but you can't go to no real live studios or nothing like that.
Right.
And then, what was I gonna say? Amusement, you know, goes into distraction. So there's no more amusement parks, and there's no more distraction. So the people are just, you know, bugging the hell out.
That's right.
Don't have nothing to do. Don't know where to go. And it's only gonna get worse. Wait till these shutdowns happen again. That's gonna be this time. The police ain't gonna be the ones patrolling it, you know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the military, man. But look, they're gonna say, look, not only are we gonna use them to bring or push out the vaccine, but they're gonna be the ones policing the streets now. Cause look, the regular police can't handle it. Obviously, you know, they keep allowing these niggas to burn shit down, and this is what's gonna lead to the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Which we're already in, but it's progressively getting worse for you people out here.
It's Isaiah 24 verse 9. They shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it.
Yeah, so that's why, look, even if they do go get a little time or a little extra cash to go to the bar, they still just pining away, man, in their thoughts. You know, just trying to drink himself to forget about, numb the pain a little bit. But then the more he drinks, the more he keeps thinking about it, man.
That's right.
So, hey, that strong drink, you know, the scriptures say, give it a strong drink to him that's ready to perish. Now it's bitter unto these people, you know. That's going to be for us, you know, to enjoy the drink in these last days, man.
So verse 10, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. Verse 11, there is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone.
That's right. It says all joy is darkened, man. The mirth of the land is gone. So like the brother said, all those different forms of entertainment, it's going to do nothing for you, man. First and foremost, these things are going to be shut down to where there isn't going to be any entertainment, man. But even then, like, shoot, once you get done, all right, with your drink or whatever, any kind of way that you're trying to relieve yourself of the hell that you're catching, that hell is still going to be there. Them children still going to be crying about, Daddy, I need to eat, all right? The store's still gonna be shut down. All right, closing early as hell. You get off work, you ain't even got enough time to go to the grocery store, man.
And the solution is gonna be the chip.
That's it.
That's what they're doing. They're preparing everybody to look. You're gonna have to take a chip. Look how bad it is. It's gonna be a lot easier if you just go ahead and sign up for the chip. You know?
Yeah. Esau's doing a global siege, man.
Mm-hmm.
When you look up the word siege, just the basic definition, it's pretty much when an enemy encamps around about you. And pretty much he takes all your resources and pretty much forces you into a submission.
That's you all.
That's right. That's right. So then he takes control over the water. He takes control over the food, and he's already had control over it. But now he's doing it with more power, to the point to where they're going to start administering. Okay, well, you want to eat? Well, did you get your vaccination? You don't have your vaccination. You need to get that first.
Yeah, that's the draconian laws.
Exactly.
That's where you going?
Yeah, if you want me to get it.
Yeah, you grab that.
Yeah, man. Because that's the times that we're in, man. See, all these things and legislation, they've already been put down in the books. They already did the paperwork for it all. Well, now we're in a time where they're about to start executing these things, man.
Because these legislations, man, they'll be up there. But you can go to the government website and see all the different legislations and different things they want to pass. And that shit will be up there for months, years, and then they'll pass it. So all the shit they're about to do is already on legislation.
Right.
They just haven't passed it, moved to pass it, you know?
Right, yeah, it was in the Obamacare bill, all right, from, what's that, like, over 8 years back or something like that, man?
I forgot what it was.
Yeah, something like that, but it mentioned the chip, the RFID chip.
Hey,
that was over a decade ago.
It's a lot. Under George Bush, the Real ID Act, that was when they started implementing the biometrics. That's why, like here in Florida, we got the new license that we got now with the chip in it. That goes back to George Bush.
Right.
Barack Obama had the Brain Initiative program, which allows to put that neural link basically in your head in 2010.
Go ahead and read that, bro.
So, Revelation chapter 13 and verse 11. Revelation 13 and 11. And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth. And he had two horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon.
And the two horns, that's the democracy, the Republicans and the Democrats, yeah. That's the two parties, but it's still on the same beast, you know? It's like two wings on the same bird. Or the two sides, but it's still the same quarter, you know?
Yeah, hey, that's beautiful, because they got the left wing and the right wing, you know, and they're still working together in tandem to reach one goal, man.
It's an illusion of choice,
Right?
You know, democracy. That shit is bullshit. But that's what they pushed around the whole earth, you know?
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, read that last part, yeah.
So, Revelation 13. Revelation 13 and verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon.
Yeah, so he had two horns like a lamb. So yeah, they're all like what they're doing right now. They're all for you. Oh yeah, the Republicans say this. Well, they want to help you out with that.
Right.
You know, talking like a docile lamb. You know, trying to be your buddy, so to say.
You got the platinum plan.
Yeah, you got the platinum
blacks.
plan. Got the stimulus checks. This that. So, but they speak like a dragon. You know. How does the dragon speak, man? Through those draconian laws, you know, spitting fire at your ass, man. Which is what? These laws that they're passing, they're ultimately going to be the mark of the beast, you know, the implementation of it. That was it on that? You had something?
Was there more? Did we finish out Isaiah 24?
Yeah, I mean, we can get into it.
Okay, kind of. I know you was reading out the second Ezra. Isaiah 24.
Yeah.
Make sure Slocky, I just want to make sure I ain't missing that point. Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 10 and let's read 11 and 12. Slocky.
Yeah. All right, so Isaiah 24 and verse 11. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone.
Right, so at a surface level, a crying for wine in the streets, right? Now the scripture said, it might be in Sirach, but it says wine was made to make men merry or make men glad. So wine is supposed to cheer you up, right? Like the brother said, give strong drink to him that's ready to perish, right? So these different things that people would do to have them be alleviated from the hell that they catching, you know, they'll go to the bar, have a drink, they might watch some games with the pros and this and that and the third, all those different avenues that they had to relieve themselves of the hell is being stripped away. So it's going to be a cry for any type of relief, man. And also looking at it, this truth, all right? This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because this is what's going to cause the stability. All right, this is the comforter, which comforts us, which relieves us from all the hell that's breaking out loose, that gives us a stable mind, which is what they don't have. That's what it says in St. John, man. It says, I will show you the comforter, which the world cannot receive, but you can receive it. So the world, they can't get this knowledge and truth to keep them stable in these times to come. But we have that through the Holy Spirit, man. So they're going to be crying for this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, like it says in Amos, the 8th chapter, all right? But they aren't going to be able to receive it, man.
They're going to be offended in it. That's why I said Yahushua had become the rock of offense. Because
Right.
ultimately, Yahushua is the word, you know? And he's a stumbling block to the majority of the earth. You know, just like he was a stumbling block to a lot of the scribes and the Pharisees. And, you know, back then, well, now that's why this a lot of people, you know, they be like, look, that's not my Jesus, because they don't know the so-called the Messiah. They don't know the true Messiah. They don't know his father. So no, they like, what, they get offended, and it's not that they get offended at us. It's, we just giving you the message, you know. The Lord's scriptures say, "Woe to you that are offended," you know. So hey, but yeah, that was it on that.
Yeah, 12.
Isaiah 24 and verse 12. And the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction.
That's right. It says, "In the city is left desolation," man. This place is going to be completely laid flat, man. All right, via the nuclear missiles. But even prior to that, man, there's going to be all types of destruction that's going to break out loose. These cities, like this is a very heavily populated city, Tampa. All right, they're going to be desolate, man. You're going to have majority of people in martial law camps, if not dead already, man. You know, because going into it, because that goes into 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, which I believe the brother's reading. It's going to go into how there's going to be nobody to till the ground, right? So you're going to have damn vines growing up buildings and things like that. That's how desolate it's going to be, man. Nobody to take care of the infrastructure and so on and so forth, man. Like I Am Legend. That's how it's going to look, man. You know?
And we actually had that happen in the first lockdown, like when they had the cities locked down, they had all these animals coming back out of nowhere and everything like that, taking over the streets again. You know, that was only in, what, a week, a couple weeks? You know?
Right, exactly. How much more when everything really gets locked down, man? And that's why it's going. The scriptures talk about these wild beasts. All right, removing, changing their places, man. There's gonna be wild beasts in the streets that you ain't even used to seeing, man. And they're gonna be coming out, and they're gonna be a spirit of judgment is gonna be placed upon certain of them, man. Like it says in Sirach, the 39th chapter, man. The spirit is created for vengeance. So at the end of the day, man, the Lord is bringing great death and destruction in many ways, and now we're seeing these things coming to pass, and how the Lord is gonna bring it in, man.
Back in 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case.
So again, you know, people think they're in good case right now, man. They think that shit, oh yeah, you know, it's gonna, we'll get over, you know, the coronavirus eventually it'll go away, you know, we'll go back to normal. But there is no going back. This is the new normal, man. It's only gonna get worse and worse. The new normal is gonna be the time of Jacob's trouble, you know. Defending for your life, that's gonna be the new normal, you know. Go ahead.
And even then shall evils grow upon earth.
And then evil's gonna grow. So this is it. We haven't even seen the true evils yet. It's just gonna continue to grow on earth, man. Or it's gonna continue to multiply. Hey, which is what Esau's MO. When he came on the scene as the Greeks, what it say in 1 Maccabees? That evils were multiplied on the earth, man. Same thing. Every time this man's in charge, the evils is gonna grow on the earth, man. And so how much more on his last go around, man? You know, this nigga's going guns blazing now, you know. He killing everybody in the office, man. Go ahead.
Reading on. Then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Yep. So hey, you already got confusion already, but it's gonna get even worse. You know, nobody's gonna know what to do, where they're gonna get the next meal at. All right, they're gonna start saying the hell with the we don't know who. We hear this from this official, we hear that from that official. The cops don't know what's going on, so there's gonna be nothing but confusion out here, man. Sword, people dying by the dozens, hundreds, thousands. Go ahead.
Verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine.
Yeah, so a lot of people are gonna be put to death via starving to death, man. It said many of them. You know, so that's a horrible way to die. You know, the scriptures say that they that you got it, kind of.
Yeah, this is Lamentations 4 and 9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger.
So you're better off getting kids put to death by the sword, you know, getting shot, or getting whatever the case may be, whatever the sword is, instrument of death, right? Than just pining away, you know, and dying slowly, you know. Start hallucinating, their intestines eating themselves out. Go ahead.
For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field.
Yeah. You got no energy, just in the fetal position, dying slowly. You know, and you can't do a damn thing.
It says, verse 10, the hands of the pitiful woman have sodden their own children, They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people.
So when that famine hits, man, people are going to resort to what? Cannibalism. Women going to be eating their kids, boiling them. That's what sod means. You know, so imagine that. Just club the baby over the head. Shove your little nigga, pop. Nigga's dead. Or you know what? Can't let this little nigga go to waste. Throw him in the pot.
Right.
It's happened before, man.
Yeah.
Hey, when you have an egg, well, shit, these people don't eat it. What they eat every 3 hours. You know, so you give it 2 days, man. They'll do anything for a slice of bread, man.
I got some. This is Isaiah chapter 9. I read 19 and 20. Isaiah chapter 9, starting at verse 19. Through the wrath of the Lord Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua of hosts, is the land darkened, and the people shall be as the fuel of the fire. No man shall spare his brother. And go into, love of many waxing cold. Verse 20. And he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry, and he shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm. So going into cannibalism, people are going to start eating their own arms, looking at their limbs and start looking like dinner, because again, you start hallucinating, you're losing your sanity. You're doing stuff you would normally do because you're not, your flesh is bugging out.
Like them crack or meth heads, they be picking at their skin and shit. That's how these bug outs gonna be when they hungry as hell. Start picking at their skin, eating that shit. And then they're gonna see their kids. This motherfucker won't shut up. Because when the kids get hungry, they're not gonna know what to do. They're just gonna keep crying.
I would say, remember, like on Looney Tunes, the old cartoons, sometimes they'll turn into they'll start hallucinating, turn into
turkey and
chicken.
shit.
You know what I'm saying? That's how it's gonna be looking.
Yeah.
Right.
And, hey, that's why the scriptures say, for the tribulation, or for the lack of bread and for the great tribulation,
Yeah.
That's what's gonna make these people lose their minds. You see, man, people go to the streets because some nigga got shot. What happens when them people? You think all them people are gonna be out there marching together when they ain't hungry as hell? Right. Like, this nigga might have some food. Let me follow him home. Go ahead.
Verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
Yeah, man. So a lot of people are just gonna die, man. A lot of people. Here it is. The least plan. They want to depopulate the earth, but the Lord is about to come depopulate the earth, man. In fashion, though. Anybody on the shores of America is gonna die that it's not deemed for salvation. So, the death toll here is gonna be 100%. Then the nukes wherever they land across the world. And through World War III, a lot of people are gonna die. So there's gonna be a lot of death in these last days, man. So if you don't die by famine, somehow you've been eaten somehow, but the Lord is just preserving you for a missile, which is even worse.
Reading on, verse 23. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them.
Yeah, so what? They ain't gonna have no 911 come put the white sheet over the dead body. There ain't gonna be no morgues, all right? All that's gonna be gone. They're just gonna see dead bodies everywhere. There ain't nobody gonna come comfort somebody else just because their family just got put to death in front of them. People's hearts are. Death is gonna be a normal thing, so there ain't gonna be no comforting each other. You ain't got time to comfort. Yeah, the truth's coming around the corner just now. And whoever killed that, the person you're mourning over, they about to kill you. Go ahead.
Reading on. And there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down.
Yep. So the cities is gonna be the worst place to be in. Like a city like this, you get caught on the 40th floor of the element, you ain't making it down. You had to hold up there because once you come down, you're gonna die, man. And then, or you're just gonna starve up there. So either way, it's a lose-lose situation for the majority of these people, man.
Reading on.
You got something real quick?
Yeah, kind of. Just 2 quick verses. This is Jeremiah 16 and 3. It says, for thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning the sons and concerning the daughters that are born in this place, and concerning their mothers that bear them, and concerning their fathers that begot them in this land, they shall die of grievous deaths. They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried.
Yeah, so hey, you got grievous death, man. gonna be a horrible death, a horrendous death. Ain't nobody gonna bury you. You know, they just gonna your mom might hold the little kid, and then she better let that nigga go, or she gonna be next, man.
Right.
So you ain't gonna have it blowing the trumpet like they do for the soldier. Nah, man, none of that. Fold up the American flag.
Right,
Nah,
right.
man, they ain't gonna have time for all that.
Right.
Niggas gonna shit. Whenever you get drafted, you might as well say your goodbyes, man. Shit. Go ahead.
It says, but they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth, and they shall be consumed by the sword and by famine, and their carcasses shall be meat for the fowls of heaven,
Yep.
and for the beasts of the earth.
So a lot of people are gonna be food for the birds and the beasts, man. You know, that's you know, once the shutdown happens, the animals gonna come out. But hey, once the animals start smelling all this blood and nobody's coming to pick it up, you know, you're gonna see nothing but vultures, all right, wild beasts, you know.
Right.
You know, scared as hell to come outside, man.
Right.
You know, imagine you peek open the door and you see nothing but dead bodies, a horrible smell, fucking all kind of animals running around, and hear gunshots in the distance. That's what people are gonna be waking up to every morning, man. Scared as hell. Go ahead.
It says, verse 5, for thus saith the Lord Yahweh, enter not into the house of mourning, neither go to lament nor bemoan them, for I have taken away my peace from this people, said the Lord, even loving kindness and mercies.
That's why our people are going through what they go through today, man. Because the Lord took His mercy from us, man. But He returned it unto His elect. You know. Right.
Verse 6, both the great and the small shall die in this land. They shall not be buried, neither shall men lament for them, nor cut themselves, nor make themselves mourn for them. And you even mentioned how that scripture said that the Lord shall take His mercies away. Well, when the prophets get off the highways and byways, that's going to be a sign of that, man. Because it says in 2 Chronicles, the 36th chapter, because the Lord had compassion upon His people and upon His dwelling place, therefore He sent the prophets, man, to tell them what to stop doing. But they mocked the messengers, misused His prophets until the wrath of the Lord came upon them and there was no remedy. So this is really a sign of mercy. The Lord has got His prophets out there stretching out His hand. What? Like it says in Proverbs, the 1st chapter, man. So this is mercy right here, you know. But when the Lord takes His men off the highways and byways, when He stops teaching His word, man, it's gonna get rough out here. That's when that judgment is really gonna start pouring out upon this place, man. But it says, verse 7, neither shall men tear themselves for them in mourning to comfort them for the dead, neither shall men give them the cup of consolation to drink for their father or for their mother.
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for you. You're over there crying like a bitch in the corner. The nigga that's your buddy that sees you is gonna run through your shit, check your pockets while you're crying like a bitch, man. You know, because the scriptures say friends against the friends, you know. So your best buddy's gonna know exactly where to run into your house. You know? You have more on that?
No, that was it on that.
Verse 24. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes.
Read that again,
Verse 25.
Yeah.
The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them?
That's right. So, because look, it's gonna be when they shutdown happens, ain't gonna be nobody to go pick up the fruits. So what? They gonna stop sending them to the grocery stores. You know, so there ain't nobody to collect them at the farm. Ain't nobody to ship them. The 18-wheelers, what, you think they gonna be chilling, working for nothing? You know? Nah. All this is coming to a halt, man. Food, okay? All the cattle. Okay, that's why this shit's gonna start to skyrocket, the prices. Go ahead.
Verse 26. The grapes shall ripe, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men.
Yeah, so there ain't gonna be no work. And the blatantest point, ain't gonna be no work. Ain't gonna be nobody to work out here. They're gonna shut down. The only ones that are gonna be working are gonna be the essential personnel, which they're gonna be like, look, if you want to continue to work, you need to take the vaccine. And they go to the grocery store, the medicals, you know, all the shit that they consider essential, whatever. You know. But what is that's why the method of them pushing that chip out, man. But they right, watch. As soon as they shut everything down, they're gonna tell it's gonna be a lot worse shutdown. They're gonna tell people, look, the essential workers that want to work, here's the vaccine, take it or leave it. Go ahead.
Verse 27. So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice, for of a city there shall be 10 left.
Yeah, so there's going to be martial law. You know, what's it called? Roadblocks, checkpoints. All right, they're going to be asking for what? Especially the chip. You know, you got a chip. Let me see some ID. You can't just show them your driver's license. That's not going to be valid anymore. So, hey, where's your chip? I got to scan your chip. You know, you got your vaccine. Well, if you had the chip, I could just scan it. You can see if it was true. You know. Go ahead.
For a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks.
Yeah, so hey, people are gonna want to stay out of the city, man. You know, they're gonna start hiding. People are gonna go into the what they call it, the doomsday preppers and all that. You know, everybody really is gonna want to try to hide. You know, it ain't gonna be like Black Lives Matter marching when they get to busting niggas down in the streets. You know, that's gonna quickly end when the military comes. You know, Trump already said it. He said, look, if that shit continues in Philly, the governor just needs to ask, and we'll make, you know, we'll help out.
Yeah, they sent them. Yeah, other hearts in the video, and they sent them out there.
Good.
Verse 29. As in an orchard of olives, upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives. Or when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them.
God, that's talking about the elect, the remnant. That's gonna be, you know, they ain't gonna get took. Go ahead.
That diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so, in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword.
How they gonna search the houses with the sword, man? And that's where their tactical units, you know, going door to door. That's how they gonna come in and search. You know, they're not gonna need warrants. All right, you gotta wait till the judge signs off on it. Man, they just gonna go in there door to door. They showed that in the movie Bushwick. You know, and they're gonna come in with tactical team. You know, they ain't gonna be your everyday cops coming in there. You know, with a standard 9mm. Now it's gonna be fully automatic weapons with full gear on, coming in there, busting your door down.
That's what Donald Trump said, man. All right, they were asking him about the administration of these vaccines. He told him, he was like, well, you know, the not National Guard. He said the military is going to do it, and they're going to do it with great force. What does that mean, man? All right. What does that mean with great force? That means if there's any resistance, well, then they're going to force you to submit, man.
That's your ass.
That's what they said. We're going to sling your ass on the ground, put a gun to your head until you submit, whatever by any means necessary is what that means, man.
And they're going to start holding people without due process, so to say.
Right.
You don't get no rights. You don't get no phone call.
Yep. Hey, that's straight up, because even in, I forget which bill it is. I don't know if it was a bill, but I know that they pretty much legalized the firing squad again.
Hey, that's the spirit. I got you. Summary execution.
Yep.
I'll read it for you real quick.
That's the spirit.
This is from Wikipedia. Summary execution. Summary execution is an execution in which a person is accused of a crime and immediately killed without benefit of a full and fair trial.
That's it. And that's plain to the point, man. So you are going to have, like your brother said, due process, going to a trial.
I got rights.
Right. All right. You know, you ain't going to be like niggas trying to get bold, man. I'm a Moor. I've got rights in this land, or start quoting the Constitution, man.
And that's why they're going to send the military to it, because the military is not supposed to operate within America. So they can do whatever they want. You know, because that's what the military is supposed to fight out. You know, invaders or outside invade people, you know.
Right.
Not supposed to police the streets.
Yeah.
You know, that's how you know they're doing what they're about to do.
That's right. And the way that they justify it is that they look at you American citizens as terrorists, right? They look
Terrorists
at you.
don't get rights.
Right.
You know, phone calls, they send your ass to Guantanamo Bay.
Right. So that's what's gonna go down, man. You know? That's what's gonna go down there. Even if you're resisting these vaccines, they're looking at you as being a terrorist. Because now you're a threat to somebody else's health. Because I heard Donald Trump's lawyer go into it. He was like, isn't that, somebody was debating him, he was like, isn't it illegal to force a vaccine? He was like, look, if it's just for your health, then yeah, you could refuse. But if your health, if you not taking the vaccine affects other people, everybody else's health, now that's where it becomes an issue. You can't jeopardize somebody else's health. So that's the rhetoric they're trying to use to justify it. So they're pretty much letting you know, like, yeah, you're a terrorist. All right, we're gonna. They're making excuses just to come in and slay Jake down, man.
Verse 32, and the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof.
So it's gonna be like one of them apocalyptic movies, man, where you see shit, smoke, just burn, buildings burning, cars flip, shit, cars on fire. All these windows are gonna be shattered. You know, it's gonna be like, you know, just the desolate wilderness, man. People hiding and shit, poking their heads out here and there. And then you're gonna have little militias rolling around, man. Good.
And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns.
So all the roads and shit, you're gonna see grass growing everywhere, plants just ripping up everything, because no one's gonna be maintaining yards. The maintenance man ain't gonna be coming to trim the leaves and shit and all that. It's just gonna be everything's gonna be overgrown, you know. Like it's deserted. Go ahead.
Because no man shall travail therethrough. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms, and women shall mourn, having no husbands.
Yeah, because what? A lot of these guys are gonna get shipped off to the Middle East. All right, a lot of these tough guys, you know, they're gonna ship them over, and a lot of them are just gonna die in these streets, man. A lot of a bunch of these clowns don't take it nothing serious, dressing up, grown ass people dressing up like cartoons characters, you know. So that's why Isaiah 4:1, there's gonna be a lot of women left over, man. A lot of these pussies are just gonna die, man. They're gonna meet their maker. Go ahead.
Reading on, their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers, and the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine.
Yep. So these simps out here, man, they'll probably do some shit to keep a woman alive, and this nigga end up starving. Take it, sweetie. Take the last piece of bread. Then the nigga end up dying. Then she finds a man of the Lord. Kept her alive just to give her a gig, But hey, that's what it's gonna be, man. It said, what it say that that previous verse said, the last one said the bride.
The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. Women shall mourn, having no husbands.
Yep.
Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers.
And their daughters mourn and having no helpers. Because dad's gonna die, big brother's gonna die, and then the big Debo's gonna come through the door. And then what's she gonna do? She gonna moan not having no helpers, Moan, literally, shit. She gonna get taken advantage of,
Reading on, verse 34 and 35. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Behold, the word of the Lord receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Behold,
that was it on that.
Yeah, let's start again.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is just to back up what the brother was going into about the men dying and the women left. This is Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 25. It says, thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. All right, this is going into the woman. It says that their men are going to die by the sword. Then it says her gates shall lament and mourn. Now, back in the ancient world, the gates of the city, that was representative of their defense. Right? Well, it says where there is no hedge, the possession is spoiled. So if these women, if they don't have a defense, they walk around, oh, I'm independent, and this and that and the third. But they're going to come to that realization real quick when these troops start knocking down these doors and kicking shit in, man. So that's a part of them going under these curses. That's a part of the curses falling upon them, man. Because Isaiah the 3rd chapter goes into the curse of the woman. Well, part of that curse is you having no defense in Jacob's trouble, man. You still catching hell, all right? You not being able to defend yourself, man. It says, I'm going to read 26 again and then jump into Isaiah 4 and 1. Isaiah 3 and 26, and her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. Isaiah 4 and 1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. And that's when it's going to really kick off, man. All that independent shit's going to go out the window. They're going to be begging, pleading, I need a man, save me, help me, and this and that and the third. And if you come across the man of the Lord, we'll see what happens, man. Because a lot of these women, they wicked as hell, and they're going to get judged. A lot of these women, they aren't exempt. All right, they've been walking around all right, acting like they shit don't stink and everything like that. Well, the scripture says, all the proud, yea, all the lofty shall be brought low. And early up in Isaiah, the 3rd chapter, it says that the daughters of Zion are haughty, meaning that they're proud and arrogant. And that's hateful before the Most High. So what is the Lord going to do? Is he going to be like, oh, this is a woman, let's be nice on her, be delicate, angels, don't take it too hard on her? Nah.
He had no pity.
Exactly.
He named the woman like 3 different ways, you know, the virgin, the woman.
Right.
And get that real quick, and then we'll get to Isaiah 4.
Okay.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice.
Yeah, so what? These women are at ease right now, man. They're getting 7 million followers.
Right.
All them niggas taking care of her with all them likes they give her.
Yeah.
You got sponsorships. You got these women living good off of child support, welfare, all that. You know, they got it good right now, man. For ladies night, getting free till 10 or 12, whatever.
That's right. And the shutdown put them on. They did better in the shutdown.
OnlyFans went through the roof.
Right, OnlyFans through the roof. OnlyFans, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Niggas at home bored and got shit to do.
Yeah,
Right,
shit,
right.
I'm saying, like,
Looking at this bitch.
them strippers went digital, shit.
Right, right. So they're doing great. That's why I said she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth, because that's what's going to compass these women, man. That pride is hateful before the Most High and men.
They're about to be humble, man. Because look, they're all about gratification, having people like her, you know. So what happens when, you know, all that shit is shut down? You gonna bug out. You know, no more makeup, you know. No more simps, you know, putting her on a pedestal. Them same niggas that you've been letting them simp, well, they gonna come for the box, man. Go ahead, though.
Isaiah 32, verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled.
Yeah, and that's what's about to take place, man. It's already taking place. You're starting to lose all your benefits. We'll keep going.
Ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail.
Yeah, the vintage shall fail.
The gathering shall not come.
Yep.
Tremble, ye women that are at ease.
Yeah, so what's say the vintage and the what else?
The gathering
The
shall not
gathering.
come.
That's all those benefits, man. They get welfare, child support, alimony, all that. It's the gathering and the vintage that's been holding these women up. But it's what it say. It's gonna fail. All right, man. All these men that have been getting done wrong through the court system and all this shit that the women play games with, them dudes are seeking their lives, man. Let me get some real quick. Go ahead, read that again, Michelle.
Verse 11. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip ye and make ye bare. And gird sackcloth upon your loins.
Yeah, that's what he's about to do. He's about to put them in that mourning state. All right, the state of mourning, because right now our women are in the state of mirth, man. Still to this day, here it is, 2020, all this shit is happening, and these bitches still on Instagram twerking, you know, on only pages or only fans, just being all kind of whores, man. They'll be, hey, riding the cop carousel, what they gonna call thing, man. Go ahead.
Verse 12. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine.
Yep. See, they're gonna lament, you know. When all that benefits runs out, what's she gonna do now? Now it's all this independent boy BS. Now what? Now you got 8 kids screaming, 8 different baby daddies that want to kill you, and 3 niggas down the block that want to box. Now what's she gonna do? She can't call 911. All right. It ain't looking too good, man. Yeah, that's it. Oh, I see. Yeah, go ahead.
Kind of real quick, this is Zechariah chapter 14 and verse 1.
Oh, what you got?
It says, behold, the day of the Lord cometh, and thy spoils shall be divided in the midst of thee. Right, and women are part of spoils as well, man. That's why the term booty is placed upon them. Now, the term booty, you know, went back to pirates. They used to say, oh, get the booty. That was the spoils. That was the treasure. All right, and that term is placed upon women. Why? Because they are a part of those spoils, man. They are spoils of war. You know, and that's even in the law. Even in our law, if we went to war and we saw a beautiful woman that we wanted to deal with, well, we could take her. All right,
Shave her head.
Yeah, she would have to shave her head. All right, to go through the mourning period for I think it was like a month.
days.
Yeah, 30 days. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, hey, you will go into her. She would be yours. That was spoils of war, and that's straight out of the scriptures, man. So in this time period, people ain't finna be, they just gonna go in and just take it, man. So they ain't gonna care if your father's dead, your boyfriend is dead, whatever. They just gonna come in and take the shit, man. But it says,
real quick, I got the etymology for the word booty real quick. And it says, meaning female body considered as a sex object.
That's it.
Mid 15th century.
That's right. Well, once again, what pirates and people, they used to use that, man.
Yep.
You know?
That's what it goes on to say. It says plunder taken from an enemy in war.
That's it. Yep. Plunder taken from an enemy, man. You know? And especially in these time periods, man, especially how sexualized this society is. You got women all butt-ass naked everywhere you go. You know? Now, as men, you see the shit and it cheers your countenance, like the scripture says, you know? Get your blood pumping and everything like that. But men, they ain't gonna have no self-control in this. All this hell that's breaking out loose, they gonna want some relief. That's just natural. They gonna see a woman, they ain't got no consequences. They gonna take it, man.
Yep. This is the word for plunder. It says take goods or valuables forcibly, taken by pillage or open force, which is going into what? Rape.
Right.
Ravish.
She gets taken by
the next
filth.
verse too. This is Zechariah 14:2. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the woman ravished. Right, and you straight up look at it in other translations, it's rape. So this is a judgment that the Lord is going to place upon a lot of women. Is going to come under that judgment, man. To be plain, it says. And half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. So there it goes, man, and that's written in multiple places. Isaiah the 13th chapter talks about the woman being ravished in the streets, children dashed before their eyes, man. The Lord is not playing, man. These threats are serious, man. That's why it says through the terror of the Lord we persuade men. You should hear these things and be like, shit, I don't want no parts in none of that. What do I need to do to avoid that? And then take heed to the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. What you got, bro?
This is Isaiah chapter 3. I'm going to rising women at our ease. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 24. Isaiah 3 and 24. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of well set hair, baldness, and instead of a stomacher, which is pretty much like a wealthy garment, nice clothes, pretty much. A girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty, because they're gonna be catching hell. So pretty much these comforts that, especially our women have, they get free gifts all the time. Hair products. And that's a prime example. Women like that, a woman like that is not gonna last long because she has no fear, no fear of repercussions as far as her actions, because at the end of the day she expects. Look, she's wanting somebody to help her. But in that day, that's gonna be one to spoils. It's gonna be passed around.
See, there ain't gonna be no Sims in that day. He got it right. Here, so you're on that.
If you getting helped up by a nigga in that day, he doing more than trying to help you up.
You gonna be on that shoulder that
Right. I'll take you over to my fucking cave.
Nowhere in the alley real quick.
Now that's spiritual, because off camera it was a chick. She was getting out the car, and then she and the spirit had her fall over.
And she pissed herself. Oh yeah. Hey, the Uber driver, man, you better check your back seat.
Babylon,
That's how
bro.
women are gonna be, bro.
Hey, we get that.
Hey, this is the book of Micah, chapter 7, verse 10. And she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? My eyes shall behold her. Now she shall be trodden down as the mire of the streets.
There you go, man. So look, hey, our women are through, man. And that we don't even women in general, but these women ain't gonna have no defense. Look at them. Through.
Finished. She probably don't even know what apartment she's
She's
in.
gonna wake up tomorrow. She don't know what the hell's going on. But hey, our women gotta rise up, because they're at ease, man.
Yep.
And then now they're gonna see that is my enemy. They're gonna see all the shit we've been talking about coming to life. These bitches that unheard us before, they're just in complete denial. But what, you're gonna see it, all that mocking you did, well now it's time for you get mocked at by the Lord, Get a Jeremiah 4 and 30. Real quick. Like the brothers read, man, all these bitches want to do is get dressed up and look cute. Well, in that time ain't gonna be looking cute, man. You know, you ain't gonna be able to go to the salon and get your nails done and you know get your weave sewed on or whatever the hell. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 30. And when thou art spoiled, what wilt thou do? Though thou clothe thyself with crimson,
That's that red lipstick, you know. Go ahead.
though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold,
Yeah, he shows, you know, just scroll through Instagram. You'll see all this on there. Bitches gold out, got earrings, got nose ring, got the bull ring, got earrings on her earrings. You know. Go ahead.
though thou rentest thy face with painting,
Yeah, painting. What's that? The makeup. Yep. Kind of they make little red and blushes and shit like that.
Yeah, the vanity.
Yeah, it's vanity. Yeah.
That's what they call it.
Yep.
That's why they got vanity mirrors.
fair and vanity.
You know,
mirror,
they
yeah.
sit there in front of a vanity mirror and paint their face.
Yep. But go ahead.
in vain shalt thou make thyself fair.
In vain. Because hey, if you ain't gonna be looking like, because a lot of these bitches put all that shit on and they look completely different when it's off. So like what the hell? But look, the bitch might have a big old booty and a big old nice tits, and then she might have that makeup on or whatever, and then when shit comes off and she hurt, but that ain't gonna stop some nigga from raping her. Like he gonna say, oh, bitch, that's not you in the picture. Nah, he's gonna rape the bitch, man. Yeah, go ahead.
Thy lovers will despise thee.
Their lovers are despised. You see all these women with the 10 million followers and all them lovers liking their videos and their photos, right? Well, they gonna despise these. That one nigga that lives in the same building been watching you this whole time. You don't even know.
Right.
You know? Go ahead, finish it off.
They will seek thy life.
They will see that life. So hey, that nigga gonna be like they showed you that in that movie, The Purge. Yeah, I forget. It's the second one, I think. And then the dude was waiting in the apartment building. As soon as that shit went off, the siren went off. This nigga was at the door trying to get the mom and the daughter. You know, so all that, man, is gonna bring these women to a halt, man. Be spoiled, be ravished, you know. But what? There's certain women that are gonna be elected to find a man of the Lord and receive salvation. Shit, you know, and be one of the followers of the elect, or the 144,000.
And that's why you know that the video about the gun sales and women went up like by the millions. You know, millions of women just buying guns because, you know, deep within their heart, women know they're prey. You know, you're prey, man. You go outside, what you always worrying about a nigga hollering at you, right? You know you prey. You preyed upon all the time, you know?
Yeah, and a lot of those, well, unless they've been shooting at the gun range their whole life, a lot of those, when it comes to use it, they're going to freeze up. You know, they ain't going to shoot nobody.
But hey, that's just the part of a lot of them. They still say, I don't need no man, I can go buy a gun too.
Yeah.
You know, like, but you don't really have it in you to pull a trigger. You're not even built like that to go and train to actually be in that mind state.
Yeah, nigga gonna walk up, just take the gun from her, pistol whip her with it.
Right.
Beat her ass with her own gun, shit. That was it on that.
Yeah, I can grab this in. This is Isaiah. Since we touching up on the woman. This is Isaiah chapter 13.
Oh yeah.
Isaiah 13.
Okay.
This is Isaiah chapter 13 and verse
16, 15.
Yeah, I'll start at verse 16. It says, I'm going to start at 15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
Getting raped. Because you go into the worst they lie with, you know, on the blue letter. But they gonna lie down with you, all right?
Right.
Yeah, you know, forcefully lie down with you. And then there ain't gonna be no 911. There ain't gonna be no, you know, screaming for Captain Saberho like this dude out just here.
Yeah.
You know, this nigga gonna be scared. What if I go over there and the nigga that's raping her bigger than me? Now we both getting raped. This nigga ain't gonna do that, man. He gonna keep it moving it.
Yep.
Go ahead.
The etymology for the word ravish, 13th century, it says to seize someone by violence, carry especially a woman away. You know, that's what happens.
Carried away. And you know Esau's a fucking weirdo too, man. Esau's the type that he'll carry your ass away and lock you in the damn basement, man.
Yeah, do some weird shit with
You know, take turns
Oh.
because once again, like women are spoiled. Women are gonna be getting traded. Okay, what you got? All right, well I got. You can take her and her. I got a couple of them, man. Like that's how society collapses to that point, man. You got a woman that can't defend themselves. They cling on to a dude that's gonna look out for them. They feel like that. You know?
A gallon of water.
Yeah, you want some water? All right, well, you're going to have to pop your pussy to these niggas.
Yeah.
And they just going to go with it, man.
Yep.
You know?
Real quick, it goes on. It goes into the Latin. It says from Latin, rapare, rapere, to seize and carry off, carry away suddenly, hurry away, meaning to commit rape upon. So these women are gonna be ravished. They're gonna be raped. You know.
I got some real quick. This is some I received in the mail October 20th. And I'm gonna read it real fast. It says, "Dear Florida commercial," because to show you what these brothers talking about is not too far fetched, because the shit's happening now. Now this is from Tallahassee, all right. It says, "Dear Florida commercial driver, Florida's over 12,000 miles of highway and growing economy present Floridians and visitors with many opportunities to travel for work and leisure. However, while our expansive transportation system affords us so much, criminals target our state and use our highways and traffic women, men, and children. Human trafficking or modern-day slavery is a horrendous crime that can take place in many forms and places. Victims of trafficking can be young children, teenagers, adults who are subject to forced fraud or for the purpose of sexual exploitation for forced labor."
It's like that movie,
You know?
Antebellum.
Yeah. So they pretty much telling me, like, you know, you're gonna be on the road, so be on the lookout for this. Like, we see signs and stuff like this, pretty much like awareness. Look, watch out for it. But they sent that to me on the 20th in the mail. So it's happening now when we got so-called law and order. What about now when there is no law and order? You know, so the scriptures, you know, brothers, what the brother saying is not too far-fetched. You know?
It's that time where they be doing that a lot too, like when it get cold.
Yeah.
And even me and the brothers, we did a lesson on an article about the UN troops, and they call the UN troops predators, because what the UN troops do whenever they go into a particular area, I forget what year they stopped. What year they stopped it, but for a time period, whenever the UN troops would come into a nation, no matter what crimes they committed, they would be alleviated from whatever nation they were used to go through. So if they went to Africa and they had a mission they had to do, and they was there for 10 years, any crimes that they committed, whether they stole something, whether they raped women, they were acquitted completely of it. So then over the years, they said that, oh, they relinquished that right, but they're still doing the same thing. Like over there in Haiti, you got the UN troops, they're over there raping them, the Haitian women, all right? Having children with them and not even taking care of them and shit like that, man. Now those same UN troops are over here, they call them the predators, man. And that article talked about how a group of UN troops, they took like nine children, both women and men children, by the way. They took about 9 of them, they had them in a sex ring for 4 years straight, man. You know, just passing all 9 of them around, man. Each and every day, man. Troops would come in, lay with them, and then dip out, man. You know? So this is what happens in war, man. This is what happens when the wrath of the Lord is poured out, man. And this is the things that a woman, she hears these things and she gets offended and whatnot, but this is what you should be trying to hide yourself from, man. And that's through taking heed into this word. That's why I said, hear my voice, you careless woman. Where's the voice of the Lord? It's the prophets warning you of these things. Who else is warning about these things actually happen? You know? Oh, I was reading that Isaiah.
Oh, okay.
So like,
No, 32.
oh, 32, okay.
Just to back
Okay.
you up on what you said real quick.
It's
Like
the book-
brother said, you know, these women, there's only one way out for them. That's if the Lord allows you to, for a man of the Lord to allow you to hop on board. You know? Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verse 2. "And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land."
So the man of the Lord, you know, not just any old regular Joe Smoke, you know, the ones that's going to protect, be like a hiding place, you know, protection, a refuge. It's going to be those that have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures, man. They know the name, all right, the Lord's dealing with them. Because in that day, they're going to be able to do miracles, you know. So that's how the man of the Lord going to be a protection unto these women, you know, because it might be who knows how many women might have a couple families following you. You know, the Lord's going to set up that standard, you know, that, hey, you're going to be able to defend those people, man. You're going to be able to maneuver, have the spirit to guide them through wherever, you know. Start with that. Next verse.
We can go to verse 3. And the eyes of them that see shall not be dim, and the ears of them that hear shall hearken.
That was 33, 30, 32.
Yeah, 32.
Okay,
verse
that was-
3. Yeah, that was it on verse 2.
Even in that Isaiah 32. Did we already jump down in there?
No, he just read 2.
Oh, yeah, we did go down.
Oh, yeah. No,
Okay, you
no,
jumped
no,
down and then went
no,
back up.
no.
Yeah, count. I had this though.
Okay.
This is Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4. And the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And to the others he said in mine hearing, Go ye after him through the city and smite.
Real quick, so the Lord told the angel to go put a sign on the ones that are sighing and crying. Meaning what? Sighing and crying about this filthy ass place, man. Sighing and crying about all the abominations, all right, all the blasphemy that's done against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And then he says, look, about the rest of the Israelites, this is what you're gonna do with them. Okay?
It says, Go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin in my sanctuary.
Yep, so hey, the Lord's gonna just slay 2/3 of our people, man, with no pity, all right, no sympathy. You know, he's just gonna be running through. Them angels, death angels, just gonna run through.
Then
The nukes. The Lord gonna put the spirit on his nukes, on the nukes too. You know, wherever the Lord wants those nukes to hit, they're gonna hit exactly there. You know, go ahead.
Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house.
Because what? They're supposed to be the leaders. You know, so the Lord going to start with all these people that claiming to be leaders and leading this flock astray. You know, the Lord's going to start with his sanctuary, the ones that know they're Israelites. All right, the elders, so to say. You know, the gates of the city.
Yeah.
Because Israel's like is what? Sheep. They're easily led astray. You know, they'll listen to whatever and just follow it. You know, they're followers. That's what Israel is. A bunch of followers. But what? That's why the Lord said, follow not a multitude to do wickedness. Go ahead.
That was it on that Ezekiel.
That was it? Okay.
Yeah, unless you want me to read some more.
Okay. You got something?
Yeah, going into, how most talk about the come through. This is Isaiah 14, 21 and 22, because these women, they're hedging their, this is so-called, it's supposed to be a man, like the brother was going into. Isaiah 14, 21, 22. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the world with cities. War will rise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, and the remnant, and the son, and the nephew, saith Yahweh. And so going into that, we read earlier about how the bridegroom's going to be mourning because their husband's going to be going in war. But how much more here? Like, I think if we was reading Ezekiel 9 and 4, we were going to like 5, and that's going into Israel, But the men and everybody else, start here at the ancient of days, or the ancient of the house of Israel, enslaved, the men, the women, the maids, and so on and so forth, And if you're not with the man of the Lord in these times, man, you're going to get ran through, man. And going back into all these so-called independent women in that mind state or whatever, whatnot, man. The scriptures keep telling you that you're going to be a man of the Lord in these days, man. All right?
Yeah, this is back in, Isaiah. This is Isaiah, back in verse 3 again, or chapter 3, in verse, Isaiah 3 in verse 14. I'll start at 13. It says, Salaki 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths.
Again, this is leaders, man. If you got you got thousands of people trying to follow you. Or, right now it's just online followers. You even call it follow this channel, subscribe or whatever. But you're supposed to lead them the right way, man. Really, the leader's supposed to lead them to Yahweh, not to your own self. Like this dude, what's his name? ISQBK dude. Yeah, the comfy, talking about that he's the next in line after Yahweh. That dude's leading you down this fucking broad and wide, man. Telling you something like that. If you honestly, if you believe some stupid shit like that, you deserve to die. But what? That's what the brother's reading, man. Go ahead. Keep reading.
Verse 13, the Lord standeth up to plead and standeth to judge the people. The Lord will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people and the princes thereof. For ye have eaten up the vineyard, the spoil of the poor is in your houses. So that's right. So these leaders, they're benefiting off of Jake following them, man. All right, they're waxing fat and rich, you know, getting money and so on and so forth off of Jake's damn ignorance, stupidity, man. You know,
And that's the hirelings, man. The hirelings, man, they paid ultimately to what? Cause the flock to fear off, man.
Judas goat.
Yeah, the Judas goats, man. And then watch when the shit hit the fan, they're gonna be nowhere to be found. The comfy, the comforter, his ass gonna be nowhere to be found. You know, same thing with these other false leaders, man. Because what a true shepherd has to be willing to die for the flock, just like Yahushua did. You know.
Right.
But what happens if you were out there in the field and you herding the sheep and a bear comes or a wolf comes? You're gonna have to fend it off with your life, man. If it has to be, you know, you gotta be willing to die for the sheep.
And that's what King David did, man. All right, King David, he fought a damn lion,
bears,
you know, bears over trying to defend the flock, you know. And these guys, they don't have that care for their flock. That's why you got guys teaching the doctrine talking about ain't no Jacob's trouble is gay. Like, what kind of madness is this? Like, you know, why would you even say these things, man? Or the name of the Lord don't matter. They don't care about the flock, you know. The RFID chip is in the mark of the beast. These are all things that, see, that you can get destroyed for that, man. You take the RFID chip, everything else you was taught was correct. That Esau, even as a so-called white man, we're the Israelites. All right, you were taught everything else correct, but then you were taught that the RFID chip isn't the mark of the beast, and you take it. It don't matter if you learned everything else correctly, because then you take that, you get destroyed.
You got to break down to Daniel 11, but you think that the mark of the beast is Christianity.
Right.
What good is that, man? But real quick, read that Isaiah first, and then.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 16. They that are led of them are destroyed.
That's right, man. So the what? That's what these false prophets, these leaders is leading these people, man, to destruction. So that was it on that? Yeah, read the next verse. Yeah.
Okay. Verse 17. Therefore the Lord shall have no joy in their young men, neither shall have mercy on the fatherless and widows, for everyone is an hypocrite.
Yeah, so look, the Lord said, look, because of your leaders, they're leading you down the wrong path to destruction, right? Well, I ain't gonna have joy in none of y'all, because y'all a bunch of hypocrites, man. Them for leading you down the wrong path, and you for being simple ass nigga and following them, man. You know? But what? Then they'll try to draw near to the Lord, you know, with their mouth, but they're a bunch of hypocrites, man. Go ahead.
And an evildoer in every mouth speaketh folly. For all this is his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still.
Nope. To this day, man, and it's gonna continue till Jacob's trouble's over, man. Lord, you know, whipping Israel's ass, man. Okay. What do you have in Isaiah?
Jeremiah 23, verse 1.
Okay. What you got? What you have?
Acts 20.
Okay, hold that, grab this, and then we can get that.
Okay. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith Yahweh. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, power of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people.
And remember, he said that if you're not gathering with them, you're scattering abroad. So the Lord said, woe unto those pastors that scatter, right? He said, scatter them. Yep. So death and destruction. If you're not gathering with us, then you're scattering, you know. Go ahead.
It says, ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith Yahweh.
That's right. So hey, that's what the Lord's gonna do. The Lord's gonna recompense you for your deeds, man. And so if He's gonna do that to our people, you know, so how much more the heathen, of course, you know, and Esau. Because look what the Lord has done to our people, you know, mainly the 2/3. Because one way or another, you always come back to this truth. If you're a prophet, you always somehow find the truth. or start serving the Lord one way or another. But the 2/3, they just niggas every lifetime, man. Just imagine that. You come back, you was a demon, then you was a demon now.
Right.
Yeah, every lifetime you're just a demon, you know? Getting worse and worse judgments, and now that you're at your final judgment, you know? Let this brother get that first. Go ahead.
Who's up? Acts chapter 20. I'll start at verse 28. It's a couple. It's Acts 20 in verse 28. Take heed therefore unto yourselves and to all the flock over the which the Holy Spirit hath made you overseers.
See, so that's what a pastor or a shepherd is supposed to do, oversee the flock. You know, you're supposed to feed them. You got to attend to them, you know, make sure that's get them in line every now and then, you know.
Right.
Go get them if they go astray.
Yeah. Yell at them if it's a wolf. They finna walk and see a wolf. Like, hold on, bring your ass back here. You know, all that. That's warning. That's warning the sheep of the wolves. You know, the scriptures talk about being careful of those that are wolves in sheep's clothing. Mm-hmm. You know.
Continuing, it says to feed the church of the Most High, which he hath purchased with his own blood. Verse 29. For I know this, that after my departing shall grievous wolves enter in among you, not sparing the flock. So, you know, going into, you know, the other congregations, going to ICK and again making examples of these other camps that they don't spare the flock because they're not teaching true doctrine. You know, again, not teaching about Jacob's trouble and the ultimate things that are about the times when, probably trying to get into salvation. You know, this is verse 30. Also of your own selves shall men arise, speaking perverse things to draw away disciples after them. So using, you know, enticing words, you know, fair speeches, you know, to pretty much deceive the hearts of the simple. You know, you have congregations where they have great editing skills. You know, they dress nice in garments, you know, because they want to draw. Because ultimately that's money. You know, they want to draw away disciples after them so they can get paid. You know, this verse 31. Therefore watch and remember that by the space of 3 years I cease not to warn you every one night and day with tears. You know, because it's important that we warn you, because ultimately if you don't take heed, you're going to be destroyed. You know, because the Lord's not playing, of course, when it comes to his sheep. You know, the Lord put his life on the line. He said, purchase with his own blood. So you got people out here that's trying to, you know, confuse the sheep. You know, of course, it will be possible to see the very elect. You know, but you got people out here that's responsible, you know, to take care of the Lord's sheep, and they're trying to scatter them, you know, kill them.
That's right. And it says, my people are led as a flock to the slaughter. Now, who's responsible for that? It's these wicked leaders, man.
I got you. This is Titus, the book of Titus, chapter 1, verse 10. Titus 1, verse 10. And it reads, for there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things that they ought not for filthy lucre's sake.
That's right. It says teaching things that they ought not for filthy lucre. Meaning for what, man? For money. All right, for monetary gain, man. You know, it's people that they're avoiding teaching the correct doctrine. Why? Because they want to keep that bread, man. They want to make it suitable for as many people as possible, man. That's why you have certain groups talking about, oh, certain of the heathen can make it and this and that and the third. Because what? That's getting more monies, man. All right, more money. Or you got different leaders that try and link it in with Christianity to make it close, keep that vibration together, so that people that's down with Christianity, they can be down with being a Hebrew Israelite as well. Why? For monetary gain. But as we're reading about, man, the Lord is bringing, this is the time where the Lord is going to bring forth judgment. I was talking to the brother Rataza St. Benji up in Chicago, and we were having a conversation about, like, man, martial law could be right around the corner, just talking about these different judgments. But if we're seeing how close that the judgment is about to come in upon all these people, how much closer is it to these false prophets that the Lord is going to begin with, man? You know, the scripture says, smite the shepherd and the sheep shall scatter. Now, that was talking about Yahweh Shai, but literally, if you smite the shepherd, the leader, then what? The sheep, they're going to be scattered abroad, not knowing where to go, and this and that and the third. Well, that's going to be the same thing when the Lord starts judging these false prophets on the mainstream, so to speak, or publicly. That's what I meant, publicly. Then these people are going to be like, oh, shit, they ain't had the truth. They're going to start seeking, man. You know? And that's why through the Spirit, hey, the Lord has us, through the Holy Spirit, or has us pushing out more work and more videos, man. Because you do have more people that are waking up. And the Lord is about to start judging these false leaders, and their congregation is going to be looking for answers. And if some of them are a part of the elect, well, we're going to have to feed them with the necessary things needful for salvation, man, building up their faith, you know.
Yeah, it says, one of themselves, even a prophet of their own, said that the Christians are always liars, evil beasts, slow bellies. All right, this witness is true. Wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith.
Right, it says rebuke them sharply, man. And that's what we do. All right, we do. Wait, what IUIC talking about? They talking about sex on the Sabbath. Hold on, player. Where that's at? Let's go. Let's rebuke them sharply for that. You know? Oh, well, we ain't got the name of the Lord. What are you talking about? Not according to all these precepts. That's what we have to do, man, because it says, mark them which cause offenses, contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. For they that are such serve not our Lord, but their own belly, man. And by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple, man. So only really the simple is getting caught up by these false leaders, man. You know? And because the scriptures in the book of Proverbs tells us not to be simple-minded, man. Roughly paraphrasing, when you read in the book of Proverbs, let me just grab it real quick. All right, because it's important for us to have this knowledge for ourselves, man. All right, and have faith in these words. It's not just he say, she say, because that's what a lot of those followers in these other camps do, man. That's why they get caught up by these things. But Proverbs 14 and 15, the simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. Right? You look up that word simple, it means open mind, open-minded, or easily persuaded, man. So they just hear things. That's why a nigga can go up and he can comfortably tell his congregation, nigga, if I say John the Baptist is this damn taco, then that's what he is. Like, what? And then the people, the congregation that's sitting there, come on, that's right, bring it out, come. Here's that taco, whatever you say, come on, bro. That's being simple-minded. That's why the scriptures talk about the church of Berea, where they were very noble. Why? Because they went, the apostle said certain things, they went, okay, where's that at? Oh, all right, that is right there, man. That's what makes us not followers of men, all right? We're followers of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, man, and he has men set up, but we go back and search those things if they are so, man. These other congregations, they don't do that, man, you know?
Hey, that's why we so firm in believing it, because we actually searched this out ourselves, the chip. Yeah. We went and actually ate this ourselves, as a brother make the example of the church of Berea that, as telling the Acts, they searched out daily. So that's why we so confident and bold, because we actually listened to them, and then, you know, we believed first, then we went out and what? We searched through, like, oh shit, this is true. So that's what makes us so confident in what we preach, man. You know?
Hey, that's why Jeremiah the 17th chapter says, cursed be he that trusteth in man, maketh flesh his arm, right? Because what? His trust is, well, this brother said this and that brother said that. Well, hold on, let's go back to the scriptures. Did the scriptures say X, Y, and Z? All right, that's what we rocking with, man, you know? Because, hey, these cats, that's what they say. Well, Tazadak from so-and-so, that's what he said. Well, let's go and see what the scriptures actually say, man, you know? What you got? It's a lot.
No, you good, bro. 15, it says, unto the pure, all things are pure. But unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure. But even their mind and conscience is defiled. They profess that they know the Most High, but in works they deny Him.
Right, they acting like they about it. Yeah, man, y'all must have y'all shot, but in their works and their actions they deny the Lord, man. And that's being made revealed and evident in this time period, man. That's why these other guys are coming up to the forefront again, because the Lord is making it clear, man. At this point, it's like, come on, man. You can see these guys aren't the men of the Lord, man. You know? And the Lord is making that evident, getting people that are among them that may be of the elect out of there, and then making it evident of their judgment that's to come, man.
It says, they profess that they know the Most High, but in works they deny Him, being abominable and disobedient, and unto every good work reprobate.
That's right, man. Hey, reprobate, void of judgment, man. You know? So that's these guys, and we don't want to fall into that lot, man. Grab the Jeremiah real quick. All right.
Just the book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 13. Then said I, Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, behold, the prophets say unto them, ye shall not see the sword, neither shall ye have famine.
Right, doesn't that sound familiar? You ain't gonna see the sword, you ain't gonna see the famine, Jacob's trouble ain't coming, right? That's what these guys are literally saying, man. Nothing ain't gonna happen to you. Jacob's trouble is gay. I still don't understand why he would even say that, or where that came from, you know. But once again, that's just, well, this nigga, he's bugged out. What is he talking about, man? You know? But go ahead, we're going to read about these prophets and their congregations, man.
It reads, but I will give you assured peace in this place. Then Yahweh said unto me.
Right, so this is what they're saying. Oh, man, nah, you're going to be all right. Ain't no Jacob's trouble. You're going to have peace here. Don't worry about it. That's why they caught up in, well, yeah, we could build an Israelite community. We done bought 45,000 acres of land, and we going to build up this and that, and banks and X, Y, and Z. Their mind is centered on this place, man. They thinking that it's going to be peace here, man. So go ahead.
Then Yahweh said unto me, the prophets prophesy lies in my name.
Right, so they're acting like they're coming in the name of the Lord, but they prophesying lies, man. Go ahead.
I sent them not, neither have I commanded them.
Right.
Neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divinations.
Right, so they straight up lying, man. Because these things are happening. Judgment is coming. Jacob's trouble is here. There will be a ethnic cleansing, so to speak, man. You know, targeting you tribes, man. You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's who Esau wants. All right, he wants you tribes, man, and specifically he wants the men of the Lord. It says the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. Them that keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. And the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. So really, he wants us. All right, but the scripture says, touch not mine anointed and do my prophets no harm. That's when he's going to really fuck up. When he tries to come after the men of the Lord. That's Isaiah the 59th chapter. It says that a standard is going to be lifted, man. So when he tries to come and touch us and deal with us, that's when the Lord is going to raise up that standard on this devil, man. And show him that he's the true power that ruleth in the kingdom of men. You know,
like I said earlier, we were talking about how they had these laws and legislation that's been put on the books way a long time ago, right? And they have some laws, like the brother was going into, they basically try to come after the Lord's elect. You know, there ain't no Jacob's trouble or whatever, whatnot. Back in the days, they had this thing called the King Alpha plan, all right, which was targeting you so-called Negroes. Then they had Rex 84, which pretty much added on to the so-called Latinos and Native Americans to that, all right? They also have, what's it called, Project Mojito. It's the same, pretty much all going in the same thing, where they're targeting so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to make you the enemies, man. And these laws have been on the books for a long-ass time, damn near 20-something, 30 years, man.
Right.
All right?
And that's why you got Bill and Melinda Gates. They talking about the first people that need to get vaccinated is you tribes, man. Yeah. Outside of the healthcare workers, who's up next? So-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And they saying it in that exact same order, man. Why is that? Because they've been watching the prophets, man. You know, they want you tribes, man. And really, it's the wrath of the Lord. The Lord wants to deal with you tribes, man. Because that's Isaiah the 10th chapter. It says, Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, the staff in their hand is mine indignation. So yeah, he's coming down with great wrath, but really it's the wrath of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and he's just using Esau Edom to execute it, man.
And then Ezekiel 9:4 you brought out earlier, you know, I think it's in the same verse, or it might be verse 5, where it says, start the ancient of my house first. You know, start at the Israelites first, you know?
That's right, these leaders, man. You got it back up.
They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination, and a thing of naught, and the deceit of their heart. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, concerning the prophets that prophesy in my name, I sent them not. Yet they say, sword and famine shall not be in this land.
Right, so the Lord didn't send them, yet they telling you that you're going to be straight.
They tell you there ain't going to be no Jacob's trouble.
That's right. They telling you that what? That's why it says they strengthen the hands of evildoers. We read in the book of Jeremiah, the 23rd chapter, I believe. All right. If we would have read up in that chapter, it talks about they strengthen the hands of evildoers. So here it is, you got a nigga that's doing wicked, right? And then you turn around and tell him, oh, no, the Lord ain't going to judge you. You're going to be all right. This nigga's committing adultery, man. He's doing all types of badness, but you saying he's going to be straight? So then the Lord deals with that prophet, man. That's why he told Ezekiel, he said, if you don't warn the wicked that he's going to die in this wickedness, man, then I'm going to come and deal with you. That's either Ezekiel the 3rd chapter, like the 30th. Yeah. Con. You know, so it's like we got to warn the wicked, man. So that blood is off of our hands. But you got these false prophets, they're not warning the wicked. They're allowing all this wickedness to go down in their congregations. Then it's like, oh, you cool. Don't worry about it, right? Well, what's going to happen to them and their congregation? We can keep reading now.
Reading on, therefore, thus saith the Lord, concerning the prophets that prophesy in my name, and I sent them not. Yet they say, sword and famine shall not be in this land. By sword and famine shall those prophets be consumed.
That's right. So the same things you're telling these people it's not about to happen, it's gonna happen to you, man. You know? Now your kids gonna be straight, they're gonna be alright, X, Y, and Z. Not so. This is what the Lord is saying, man. He's gonna bring that judgment upon them. Go ahead.
Jeremiah.
That was 20, not 20, that was Jeremiah 14, 13, I believe, that we started at.
All right. Verse 16.
Yep.
And the people to whom they prophesied shall be cast out in the streets of Jerusalem because of the famine and the sword. And they shall have none to bury them, their wives, nor their sons, nor their daughters, for I will pour their wickedness upon them.
That's right, man. That's right. So, hey, those same things that you're saying ain't going to happen is going to happen to you and your congregation, man. That's why it says if the blind leadeth the blind, even they both shall fall into a ditch. So they both going to go down, man. Like we read in Jeremiah 16 chapter, it says they're going to die of grievous deaths, and the blood's going to be upon their hands, man. There ain't no excuse, man. All right, it says written within and without is lamentation, mourning, and woe. And we've been telling everyone of the lamentation, mourning, and woe, starting off with our apostles and elders, man. Apostle Tahar on down. We haven't shunned to declare unto you all the counsel of the Most High, man. We let you know the threats of the Lord. Yeah, if you're doing X, Y, and Z, hey, you're going to get caught up in this judgment. And that's exactly what we've been doing, man. And now we're at the time where the Lord is like, all right, enough talking. Let's bring in the action. Judgment time, you know? What you got, Rod?
This is St. John, chapter 10, verse 10. St. John 10 and 10. And it reads, the thief cometh not but for to steal and kill and to destroy. I come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep.
Right, this is the good shepherd, man. All right? This is what a good shepherd would do. He would give his life for the sheep, and that's not what these men are doing, man. As soon as this judgment comes, man, hey, you're going to have them nowhere to be found. They're flocked, all right, not knowing what to do, okay? They aren't going to have the answers, man, but go ahead.
But he that is a hireling, and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not.
Right, so the hireling, he's getting paid to work, all right? So you had a time, like, in that craft, so to speak, all right, or in that occupation, right? So what happens? One shepherd normally can have about 100 sheep to 150 that he can watch over by himself. So if he gets more sheep than that, what he would do is he would hire somebody else. Look, I need some help. I got 300 sheep now. Me and you by ourselves, we can take care of it. All right, I'll take care of the sheep in the morning. You know, you can take care of them in the evening, right? So he's getting paid to do this work, all right? This is the only reason why he's working for it. So because he's getting paid for it, he doesn't have the same care that the actual shepherd has because he's just doing it for money. So in the sight of danger, if a wolf comes or if a lion comes, it's not worth it for that shepherd. He's like, look, I ain't getting paid enough for this. I might die, right? So he'll separate himself from any danger or whatever the case may be. You know, and this is the hireling. This is the mentality of a hireling. But go ahead.
Whose own the sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming, and leaveth the sheep, and fleeth. And the wolf catcheth them up and scattereth the sheep.
Right, so he's not going to defend them. Why? Because he's only getting paid for it. All right, he's only getting something monetarily for it. And that's the same thing with these guys, man. We'll see, all right, who really cares about the sheep, man? Okay, when the shit really starts hitting the fan, you're going to see these people, they're going to get out of there, man. They're taking care of them in their household. They got money stored up and this and that and the third. They're going to flee. All right, and they're going to leave their congregation out to dry, man.
Since the hireling fleeth, because he is a hireling and careth not for the sheep. I am the good shepherd, and know my sheep, and am known of mine. As the Father knoweth me, even so know I the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep.
Right, and that's how we have to be, all right? Yahweh laid down his life for the sheep. Well, we have to do the same. It says, there's no greater love than this, that a man will lay down his life for his brother. And that's what we do. All right, laying down our life isn't just to the extreme of, okay, well, if somebody's shooting, I'm going to jump in front of the bullet. All right, when that happens now, laying down our life is continual, man. Hey, brother, what you need? All right, well, shit, I was doing X, Y, and Z, but you know what? I'm going to lay down my life. You know, I'm a sacrifice. I'm going to make those sacrifices to go help my brother out. All right, what you need? To do that lesson, to feed the sheep. All right, to sacrifice my time, to invest in the spirit. This is all different ways that we lay down our lives for the sheep, man. You know, to do the reading and the studying so that what? We can also turn around and be able to to edify the body, man. You know, that's laying down our life as well, man. It's not just the extreme. Well, yeah, man. Hey, man, when the troops coming, brother, I'm gonna jump in front of the bullet for you. All right, well, damn, if I call you at 3 a.m. and I need your help, you gonna be there as well, you know? But you have something?
Yeah, exactly. Because we're going to the examples, that's not just the extreme of death. So, Sirach 29, Ecclesiastes 29, and verse 21. The chief thing for life is water and bread and clothing and a house to cover shame. So again, going to the examples, it doesn't have to be extremely like you putting your life on the line. It says the chief thing for life is water. You know, brother needs some drink. You know, brother brings water. You know, we talk about raiment, clothing. Brother needs some clothes, needs somewhere to stay. And that's laying your life down. You know.
That's right. And even those things are all spiritual as well, man. The water with all of that. Exactly. It's the clothing, it's the water, it's the nourishment. Everything is all right here. So really providing this word, this is the greatest form of charity, man. You know, feeding people with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That's why it says charity shall cover a multitude of sins. Doing this work is covering our iniquities, covering our sins, first and foremost with the sacrifice that Yahushua made, but putting up these spiritual sacrifices, man. These are all things that are pleasing unto the Lord. That's why in 2 Maccabees, the 7th chapter, it says that the Lord surely have comfort in his servants, man. Us doing this work, this is a sweet savor unto the Lord, man. You know? This is a sweet savor. The Lord delights in this, man. He looks at all this wickedness happening on the planet Earth, and then he turns around and he looks at us doing this work, man. It's like some Palo Santo going in his nostrils, man. You know, or some copal. You know what I'm saying?
I was thinking, you know, the Revelation talks about the prayers of the saints.
Exactly.
It's a sweet incense.
Exactly. And that's why, like, because really, if we could grab through the spirit of Revelation, Romans 12:1.
I got you.
That's the spirit.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of your power, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service.
You grab Sirach 35, start at the top. But it says what? That we have to present our bodies as a living sacrifice, right? So back in the ancient world, if we committed certain sins or different things like that, we would have to bring a sacrifice to atone for those sins, right? Now Yahushua was the ultimate atonement, but what? We're still doing sacrifices. But now the sacrifices are spiritual. All right, now we're sacrificing spiritual things, and we're going to get into those things, man. But it said also, did you read verse 2?
Verse 2. And be not conformed to the...
Go ahead.
Verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but ye be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Right, it says be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, man. So us renewing our mind after these scriptures, all right, that's how we become transformed, man. That's how we become those new creatures. We used to act a certain way, think a certain way, move a certain way, right? But then we read the scriptures, and this is the standard. Then we mold ourselves to that standard. That's how we become a new creature, man. Well, yeah, I used to do this. I used to steal from my brother, but the scriptures say this, so now I'm not doing that anymore. Now I'm becoming transformed. I'm becoming a new creature when these words are actually being applied, man. You know, but going into those spiritual sacrifices, the Lord is receiving us as a sacrifice, man. If you want to hit that, Wisdom of Solomon 3, and we can start at the top. Okay, yeah.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3.
And then we'll hit that Sirach. I said 35, right? Okay, come.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 from the top. It says, but the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die.
That's right.
And their departure is taken for misery.
Right, you can take this in two folds, man. In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, right? Now we have examples of men of the Lord that actually died. All right, you had John the Baptist. He was, John the Baptist. He was beheaded, all right, by Herod, if I'm not mistaken, man, or his brother.
It was Herod.
It was Herod, right? Kind. He was beheaded, right? You know, you got the Maccabees brothers and so on and so forth. They died, right? So in the sight of the unwise, they seem to die. But go ahead.
All right, it says, and they're going from us to be utter destruction. Oh, slot. Yep. Let me read 2 again. Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 2. In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery. And they're going from us to be utter destruction,
Right.
but they are in peace.
But they are in peace, right? So a righteous man, all right, he might have went through those particular things, and the person would be like, well, shoot, he's dying. Just like this wicked nigga, he died over there. So what's the point? You know?
Yeah.
They're looking at it like that in a carnal sense, but not understanding that we have a reward for serving Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. That there's something great coming unto us. So a carnal person, he'll look at it like, oh, well, what's the benefit of serving the Lord if you're going to catch all this hell anyways? But they don't believe in the reward, man. And you could also look at that in the spiritual sense as well, and in the sight of the unwise, they seem to die. Well, the scripture says we die daily, man. When we gave up our life, man, hey, it was like we died to this world, man. We don't know. Who is this? What happened to you? You used to smoke with us. You used to go do this and that with us. We died to this place, man. It says that our lives are, we are dead and our lives are hid with Yahweh Shai Mashiach. So in their sight, they seen us forsaken, whatever dreams and aspirations we once had, and so on and so forth. In their eyes, it's like, oh, this dude has died, man. His life is madness, man.
Hey, and the scriptures talk about they of thine own household shall be thine enemies, roughly paraphrasing. And that'd be the main people getting on you like that. It'd be your family.
Yeah.
Because they be like, damn, like you was in school, you went to college, or you had this.
You had a bright future.
Yeah,
right.
like, and then he just works at this one place and
right.
He's content with life. I don't know what's wrong with this man.
He's just fucking doing deliveries now, and he's a bum now, you know?
Yeah.
They look at us like our life is a piece of shit. We ain't do nothing, not realizing that this is the greatest calling that you could ever do. And that's why it's beautiful, because the Lord had it set forth for us to look like as the offspring of the earth, man. Or of the world, which is what it says, man, which is pretty much being the lowest of Israel, man. Look at you bums. You know, y'all don't do shit with y'all life. Y'all niggas going to college. What y'all doing for the community? Ask all these carnal questions, not realizing the work that we're doing, man, is bringing in the kingdom of heaven, man. You know?
I got a quick one, just to back up what we were talking about, dying, in the sight of men, and they see us in this condition. Oh, you used to have this, you used to have that.
Right. Oh, just to add one quick precept, the scripture says how they think it's strange that we don't run with them to the same excess of riot. So back when we used to be bullshitting with all these people in the X, Y, and Z, now we don't run to that same excess. They're like, this nigga's lame now, This nigga, who is this guy? But you got it back.
This is Matthew chapter 19, verse, get to the point 29. And everyone that has forsaken houses, or brethren, or sister, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. So, just like the brothers was going into, they think in the sight of, not necessarily physically, this brother dead, his head got chopped off, and he dead that way, but you dead to the world, man. You used to be doing this and doing that, had a family going on, an old lady going on, this good job going on, and so on and so forth. But now you just dead to the world. You a regular bum. You just doing this and that. You don't got no real ambition in life no more. What happened to you, But this was that reasonable sacrifice that we had to give up. We had to make our bodies a living sacrifice, man. Put this here thing first. We had to labor to get into our rest, man. This isn't our rest because it's polluted, man.
Hey,
all right?
So, like, real quick, Yahweh Shai said, seek these things out first, and then shall, seek out the kingdom of heaven, and all these things shall be given unto thee. Roughly paraphrasing.
That's it.
If I may, because going into the example, pretty much we have hope in our death if we were to be faced with death. Because the example is here in 2 Maccabees chapter 7, going to those brothers. Just a point, going to one of the brothers that got slain. The 2 Maccabees chapter 7, in verse 14. So when he was ready to die, he said thus, it is good being put to death by men, to look for hope from the Most High, to be raised up again by him. And as for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection of life. We have hope in our day. So even if, again, we already spiritually died because we gave up everything, we're already dead. Because like we said, I think it's Apostle Paul, he said, we're dead, our life is hid with Yahweh Shai. So pretty much we gave ourselves up already because we're trying to receive life. Our life is to come. So if we die, we live, we shall be the Lord's. That's our hope.
That's right.
Back in Wisdom of Solomon 3 verse 2, it says, in the sight of the unwise they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery. All right. So as the brothers was going into, get this precept. This is 1 Corinthians 2 verse 14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned.
And so there it goes right there. So they don't have the spiritual eyesight to see what we're doing is gonna give us a great reward, man. All right, what we're doing is way worth, all right, all the shit that we left, man. That's why Paul said, I count all things but dung for the excellency of the knowledge of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. He is like, yeah, even all the shit that I did forsake, it ain't shit compared to what I'm gonna get anyways, man. You know? So that's the mentality that we have to have and that we have to walk in, knowing that what's left behind is nothing compared to the reward to come, man. You know?
Verse 3, back to Wisdom of Solomon 3:3, it says, and they're going from us to be utter destruction.
Right.
But they are in peace. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality.
That's right, man. So yeah, we get punished in the sight of men. All right, looks like we catching all this hell and this and that and the third, but there's reward coming to the hell that we're catching, man. See, but because when we go through hell, we get refined, man, through the Holy Spirit. We get refined, we get better, we analyze ourselves, make adjustments, all right, to be more acceptable in the sight of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. When our people, when they go through hell, they don't change their ways, they don't get reformed. All right, that's why the scriptures talk about in the great house, there's not only vessels of gold and of silver, but of wood, hay, and stubble. So when you put the fire under it, what happens? The wood, hay, and stubble, they just get burned up. But when you put that fire under the gold and the silver, what? It gets refined, those impurities come off, man. And that's why it says all things work out to the good of them that love Yahweh Shai Mashiach. As long as we truly love the Lord and we show forth our love to the Lord through our obedience, right? So as long as we're fighting to be obedient unto Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, no matter what fire and hell that we go through, is going to be for our benefit, as opposed to a 2/3 nigga going through the fire and hell, all right? And he shows no integrity, all right, no faithfulness, and so on and so forth. And then what? The Lord just leaves him there to be destroyed, man. You know?
Because the gold and the silver, that's the Lord's money.
Yeah.
So if we liken unto the gold and the silver, hey, we the Lord's money. You know?
Yeah. Hey, the best of the best, because Isaiah the 13th chapter says that he shall make a man more precious than fine gold, than the golden wedge of Ophir. That's the most precious gold, man. You know? You had to travel all the way here to America to get that gold. When you go back into the history, man, that Ophirian gold, you know? Hey, so, hey, that's precious. So the Lord is refining us, man. And he's being very particular about the hell that he takes us through to purge us, man. You know? Almost like I always liken it to a sculpture. So you got that big-ass block for a sculpture, you know, a block of whatever it is.
Quartz or, yeah.
Yeah,
they chiseling it.
Yeah, they chiseling it. And that's what the Lord is doing to us. He's chiseling us each and every day. You got to refine this. Got to refine that. Yeah, the nose is a little crooked over here. Let me go ahead and shape it up. You know what I'm saying?
That's why when somebody in good shape, they be like, they chisel. They worked out. You know, they put it in a lot of work.
That's
to
right.
Look that way. You know.
That's right. Hey, that's facts, and that's how the Lord is doing with us. But it's from a character standpoint, man. Come on.
2 Corinthians 4 verse 16. 2 Corinthians 4 verse 16.
And that's why it says in Romans the 8th chapter, it talks about they that are predestined to be conformed to the image of the Son. All right, the image of Yahweh Shai, which is through this knowledge. So we getting chiseled to fit the image of Yahweh Shai. We trying to be that statue. All right.
What it say in the book of Genesis? And they made them after their image, meaning they gave them they put them in order basically.
They gave them knowledge. Yep. And that's why we got to get this wisdom, because we being made after the image of the Lord. You know, we're receiving that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. Yep. And that's why it's all in the inward man.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. Hey, that's why in that First John, the second chapter, it says that pretty much, I'm rough paraphrasing, everybody that believeth, let him walk as he walked. All right, that's the key point. We have to walk as Yahweh Shai walked. Yep. So, hey, the way that he moved, you want to move. It says, let this mind be in you, which was in Yahweh Shai Mashiach. So we have to be the body of the Lord and trying to move according to what's written. But you got it.
Yeah, because that image goes into like the doctrine, you know, wisdom. Because it said they followed after the image of the beast. You know what? After the ways. Did not Yahweh Shai was made in the image of the Heavenly Father? Yep. All right? So he walked as, Yahweh Shai literally walked as, if the Most High was to come down here, he's a prime example of what the Most High would be. So the Most High don't got to come down here. His son, you know, his son came down here. All right? So like people like, well, when is God? He don't have to, because his son came down. So that's him. His son showed you what he would be like himself if he came down through his son. So there's no need for the Most High to come down here, because he technically, it's like as if he already came down here. You know, because his son was made after the image. He walked after the image of his father, man. You know? So it's
Yahweh Shai said, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father.
Exactly. Yep. You know, he wasn't literally, that was twofold. He was literally talking about physical and what? Spiritually too, man. You know, because why? He had the knowledge of his father. He went after what his father told him, man. So that's twofold. You know, it's 2 Corinthians 4 and 16. You got it all. It says, for which cause we faint not, But though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day.
That's right, man. The outward man perishing. Hey, that's dying daily, like Paul said, I believe it's 1 Corinthians the 15th chapter, man. Hey, that's why the scriptures tell us to mortify our members upon the earth, man. So we constantly chiseling, constantly cutting things off, constantly refining, man. You know, that's a constant process that we're going to be going through until Yahushua returns and actually gives us new bodies, man. When we'll be perfect, all right? When we'll have the law, statutes, and commandments in our inward parts to where we can't go off, man.
Yep.
What you said, you have something else?
Real quick, if I can speak on that, because the reason why you're daily refining yourself, because when you're refining gold, like the brother was giving the example earlier, it's not just a one-time process. Right. You know, you melt down the gold, and the impurities are going to rise up. They call that the dross. They scoop that up, and then you got to solidify the gold back again. Then you'll melt it down again, let the impurities rise up again. You keep on scooping until you. That's why they say 99.99%, because you can't fully get in this. You know, any method that the earth can, any man can do, but daily you're doing that, removing that dross. You know, like it says in about I think it's Matthew 7, where it talks about the 5 wise virgins and the foolish, or maybe Matthew 25, yep. And it says what? That they were trimming their lamps. Right. You know, so they were, because what happens when when you're burning a candle or you're burning a lamp, you know, it has a little wick, and after it burns for so long, it's going to be ashy. So you got to trim that, so it's newer wick. So now it can continue with that same fire that it did when you first got the lamp. Right. And it's the same thing that we're doing daily, trimming our lamps, daily purifying, removing the dross. And meanwhile, like the brother said, the people of this world, they're not going to do that. They're going to get purified. The saints shall know by death by pain. Yeah. You know, and we don't have to get it, but Ezekiel chapter 22 talks about that. My people have become dross, and I shall melt them. Yeah. That's what the Lord said. Roughly paraphrasing.
Leave them there. Yeah. That's right. And that's heavy though, because even with that example you gave, or the scriptures give it with putting the gold in the fire. Well, like you said, you put it in the fire, all right, and then you got to take it out. And then you take the dross off and so on and so forth. And that's how it is in our walk, because it's at times where it seems like that hell is just intensified in your life. You might go through a 3-month period where it just seems like, oh my gosh, what the hell is going on? Then it's almost like the Lord kind of take you out the fire for a little bit. All right, then shit seemed a little smooth for a little while. Cool down a little bit. And then, but wait, you got to take your ass back in there. You got to get refined, you know? So that's how the Lord does with us in our walks, man.
Yep. You know? And you know, like the saying Elder Rumblov brought out, hit the iron while it's hot. Yep. You know, you only can bend the iron when it's hot. That's why they put it in, bring it out, forge it, put it back in, bring it out, forge it. Right. You know, that's the only time you can forge the iron, when it's hot, man. Yep. You know?
And then when you're in that fire, you get to, you can really see your shortcomings a lot. I'll say from my experience, it's easier to see where you coming up short at, man. You know, analyzing yourself, you know.
Because the weak parts ain't going to hold up in that furnace.
Right.
You know, it's going to expose, you're going to be exposed when you get in there, because the weak parts is going to melt, you know.
Exactly. You know? Nah, that's on point, because you will get into a certain affliction. Next thing you know, you just hasty as fuck. Like, damn, I need to work on my patience. I'm lacking patience, you know. Or I'm lacking in this area, I'm lacking in that area, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be, you get to see those things, and the Lord allows you to see it, so then what? You can make the adjustments. It's not just to be like, damn, I'm not patient. Oh, well, so I can keep moving. It's like, nah, I need to work on this. This is something I have to work on, make adjustments to, so that I can be a better vessel, you know? So that when I'm going in this fire, and I'm coming out better each time, you know?
Like I say, you know, going into what Apostle would stress being hot, you know, going to Book of Revelations, it says that you're supposed to be hot for this thing, you know, that you're involved in, because going into the, you know, us being formed to the image of the Lord's Son, going to Heavenly Father's Son, you know, ultimately he's going to the word inspired. You know, we've been inspired. You know, you're going to the etymology of the word inspired. It goes into to breathe upon, breathing. You know, so that's the wisdom. You know, it says to think upon her, the perfection of wisdom. You know, so that's what ultimately we're going into his walk. You know, we're walking his walk because again, we look up to Yahushua. So we're trying to be just like him. That's what's going into.
That's it. That's perfect.
When you're not hot, like say you got to always be bound in the word, got to stay hot. You're not purifying yourself. If you cold, if you ain't really in this truth, it's like the Lord got to get rid of you because you're just too filthy. You're not constantly getting rid of the impurity. So you got to go. That's why he gonna spew, because you ain't in the fire. You got to stay in the fire to stay purified, man.
Real quick, and Esau try to turn. You know, the scriptures say the turning of things upside down. Esau has those shirts where it says, "If you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen." Because that's the spirit the people in this world got. They're like, "Damn, this is too much. Like I gotta, you know, get out of this for a while." You know. And you see those cats, you know, the apostles always talk about them. Oh, the year 2000 came, and then, you know, a lot of dudes fell off, and you know, a lot of those dudes, you see them back on the streets nowadays. You know, you see them trying to come back now. They're like, oh shit, you know, bro. Like the brother said, if you're not constantly, that's why the apostles be so, you know, heavy on doing the work, because while you're doing the work, you're staying hot. You know, and you know the scriptures always reference the men of the Lord to gold. Gold is easily scratchable. You can kind of move it a little bit, but to really mold gold how you want it, you got to heat it up. You got to, you know, even if it's just heating it up a little bit, it's going to mold it to something, you know, but.
Hey, he said he had something.
Yeah, he had a quick one.
This St. John chapter 15, start at verse 1 and read down to verse 2. I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. And every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit.
Yep. You see. So what do you do when you're gardening? They call it it's a method. I forget the name of it, but you trim the branches. You know, you pruning. Yep, pruning. That's what it's called. And so that branch that you just pruned, it might have just brought forth a flower or whatever, and you cut it off. You cut it at the right. That's what they do at florists. You know, they'll cut it right at the right angle, but they're pruning it. So then that can grow more. It can, like the brothers just said. So yep. So you're gonna go through it. You know. And that's a good example, a beautiful example, because you're harming the tree. You're actually cutting into it. You know, you're damaging the tree, so it can, but it's for its benefit.
Hey, you remember that video? I don't know if you brother saw it. That was sent out in the group chat. That's how you get frankincense and myrrh. You literally taking a pick and you injuring the tree. You injuring the tree to get so it can bring forth that sap. You gotta injure the tree to get frankincense and myrrh. You know, a precious instinct. You gotta injure the tree to get it. You know.
That's gold, because that's what any type of growth, you know, like when you lift it, you're literally tearing your muscle fibers. And the reason that you get bigger is because those muscle fibers tear, and when you get it the right protein and it rebuilds itself bigger to be able to push out more weight. Like, damn, that shit tore me down, so I gotta build. Your body naturally makes itself stronger to endure that. But that's the same thing with us getting in the fire. Like, we gotta go through the hell, man. We have to go through the hell. But I have one real quick. All right, this 1 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 3. It was one more verse on that verse?
No, it was
He had a little bit more. I told him
Okay.
It's gonna come.
Count 1 Thessalonians 3 and 3. That no man should be moved by these afflictions, for yourselves know that we are appointed thereunto. For verily, when we were with you, we told you before that we should suffer tribulation, even as it came to pass, and ye know. So it says, don't be.
It was appointed to.
Exactly, that's the point. We were appointed. Like, yeah, I'm telling you, you're gonna go through hell. Like, it's appointed. Like, I got you on this path. It's a roadblock here. It's a damn bridge you gotta jump over here. It's like the Lord already has the path set up. Like, we already know. We just gotta know when we get there, we're gonna have to get through it. It ain't there for us to give up. It's like, you got to figure out how to get through this shit. You got to figure out how to endure, you know? And that's why the scripture says it's not only appointed us to believe in Yahweh, but also to suffer for his sakes. In the book of Philippians, I'll hit it real quick.
While you look for that, if I may say this, Yahweh gave us the example of how to get through the course. You know, like you said, it's, you know, we already know that, okay, this is going to come, that's going to, this is around that corner. It's an obstacle course. And Yahweh was that man that showed us, he showed the example, like, look, I can do this, so can y'all.
Right. Yeah. That's it. Real quick on that. Philippians 1 and 29. For unto you it is given in the behalf of Yahweh Shai, not only to believe on him, but also to suffer for his sake. And why is that? Because if Yahweh Shai was made perfect through suffering, like it says in Hebrews, then we're going to be perfected through suffering. And it depends on how you look at it. You look at the hell, it's like, oh, this is just me suffering. Or damn, nah, this is me getting refined, like embracing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like a workout, like I ain't going to the workout thinking like, fuck. Like, of course at times you don't feel like working out or whatever, but it's like, you don't go in with the mindset like, man, this is just some hell. Why am I doing this to myself? Why the fuck this shit hurt? Why do I even do this? It's like, nah, I'm doing this because I know the result that it's going to bring forth, so I don't care about the pain that I got to go through to experience.
And you begin to like it.
And then you enjoy it because, like, yeah, because you know you're getting that good pump, you embrace it, and that's why Apostle Tahar, he had said it some years back, and the apostles always mention it. He pretty much said something along the lines of like, you gotta embrace the hell.
Learn to like
You gotta learn to like the suffering. Well, why is that? Because when I'm suffering, that's when I'm getting better. You know, when we in the fire, that's when we get refined. Like, hey, the hell that you look at, hey, you got to look at it like an opportunity. This is an opportunity where I can show the Lord that I'm going to remain faithful. Like, when Job went through that hell, that was an opportunity for Job to show forth, like, yeah, no matter what I go through, though you slay me, yet will I trust in you. So I kind of look at it like different hell that I go through. It's like, all right, spiritual antennas on. Let me show the Lord how I can move even with dealing with this. How I'm a reason, even though this is hell, and I'm going through it, I want to show him that I'm going to still remain faithful, no matter what I got to go through. Endure means to be made hard. So we got to have the mentality like, it don't matter what the fuck we got to go through. You might lose your woman, your children, whatever the case may be, and it might just be a test, you know? You might lose those things, but how you going to move after that? You know, a lot of times we can get caught up, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? Really, it's so what if it happens? So what if you lose this? So what if you lose that? What we got to do? We got to remain, man.
Quick precept. This is Romans chapter 5, and I'll start at verse 2. Romans chapter 5, verse 2. It says, by whom also we have access by faith into this grace wherein we stand, and rejoice in hope of the glory of the Most High. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience.
Right. So we glory in these tribulations, right? Why would you glory in catching some hell, man? Why it says tribulation worketh patience? Now patience is really suffering. So when you go through the tribulation, you build up the endurance to be able to suffer through shit, the tolerance, the water. Now you can tolerate it. At first, man, when you probably first came into the faith, your family talking shit about you, that probably had you all disgruntled and going crazy, man. I can't believe my dad's told me this, and my mom, she hates me, and this and that.
Yeah.
When you first came into the faith, they probably fucked with you. Now, you brush that shit off, man. Why? Because you built up tolerance, you built up endurance, man. You can suffer that, man. I ain't nothing, you know?
Hey, real quick, just like, you know, like those fire restraints, right? They say it's up to such and such degrees Celsius that it won't burn. You know what I'm saying? They have a tolerance in it. It's like after it reach over like a certain degrees, it'll start melting because it only has a tolerance of such and such.
Right,
you know,
right,
so
right.
you know, you build up that tolerance. You know?
Well, that's a quote that Apostle Gabar just brought out. He watched a video on Stoicism, and they had different Stoic quotes. And I remember the guy's name is Epictetus, but his quote was, the longer that we sit in discomfort, the bigger our comfort zone becomes. Roughly paraphrasing. So the longer that we're able to be in discomfort, the greater that our comfort zone becomes. Something like that, man. Pretty much, man, when you're going through that hell, all right, while you in that hell, your comfort level, it expands because you're going through so much hell. Now it's like, fuck, I can deal with anything now. You know what I'm saying? It expands more to where you don't have to be as comfortable, or you don't have to be like that's how women are. They need constant comfort. You know, they need the nice fluffy pillow, and they need the house to look like this and this and the third. Dudes, they just kind of be like, all right, man, I ain't really tripping over. It ain't no big deal to me. You know, that's how it has to be in the spirit. Like, we go through different things, and we got to be able to be like, brush certain shit off and keep it moving, man. But I ain't mean to.
Real quick, that's why I say a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? When you got money, you know, it's easy to, you know, throw money at the problem, throw money at the problem, throw money at the problem.
Right.
Exactly. But when you don't got money, it's like you got to deal with this shit now.
Right.
How what I'm finna do now? Woo, the problem's solved.
Right.
You know, that's all we got.
It says in verse 4, in patience, experience.
But he's catching you. I roll back catching you. Now you ain't as jittery no more. Why? Because you know from experience that they're going to catch you every time. Well, it's the same thing with the Lord. In the book of Psalms, it says, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua delivers them out of them all. So each time we go through hell, you know, at first you'll be like a little nervous, like, damn, how am I going to deal with this? How am I going to deal with that? But then you see somehow, some way the Lord come through. He catching you each and every time. By the time that you get to the 50th time that you're doing it, you ain't even jittery. You're like, yeah, I know he's going to catch me. He caught me every other time, you know? And that experience brings that out. But what? We got to fall. We got to fall just for the Lord to show forth, like, look, I got you. And that faith is built up through that as well, man. So we need to go through the hell. We need to go through the different experiences and so on and so forth, so the Lord can show forth his might and his power that he's dealing with us, man. You know? It's just a process.
And real quick, just off of experience, you can't be afraid. Because you be like, damn, if I ask for more faith, well, the Lord, he gonna put you in situations where they gonna be dire situations where you're gonna have to depend on him. And some people be like, nah, I ain't gonna ask for that because, you know, I don't want to have to go through no shit. And it's like, bro, like, no, bro, you can't do that, man. You know, you ask for more faith, yeah, you're going to be put in some hard situations, you know, but you can't allow that to scare you, man. You know? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because a lot of times Jacob start going through stuff after he's been praying to get an increase from the Lord. And they're like, damn, man, why the fuck? You know, those that ain't built, they're gonna fall off. You know, they'll be like, damn, you know, this maybe I ain't a man of the Lord. And they be like, maybe this ain't my lot, and they'll stop. They'll take their hand off the plow. You know, you got to. That's why the scriptures always talk about having that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and fearing the Lord. You know, because you'll understand when you're going through tribulations that it's for your betterment.
Right. That it's working something.
Yeah.
That's it.
Greater reward. I think you might have read it earlier. Tribulation worketh.
Well, you read that in Romans.
Did it say that? I don't think it's
tribulation.
Yeah, it says worketh patience, but it says there's another precept where it says that it worketh a better reward or something like that.
Oh, I think that's it might be 1 John.
I think that is that what you have?
Yeah, you can get back in that. I don't know if that's exact.
If he got it,
y'all brothers go ahead. I'll see.
Right, so back in Wisdom of Solomon 3, verse 4. Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 4. He got it?
Yeah, this is the one that he was on. Yeah, I told you.
It was 1 John?
Yeah, it's 1 John.
Chapter 3. All right, 1 John chapter 3.
Just started at verse 2.
Verse 2. Beloved, now are we the sons of the Most High, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear.
So like I said, it does not yet appear what we shall be, because what? When you first get a piece of raw gold, it might be dirty, it might have a bunch of impurities, it might not even look like gold, like that shiny, that luster look that it has. It's got, you know, prep, and that's what it's saying. It yet appeareth what we gonna be. But the Lord keeps putting us in there, and little by little, we're like, oh, I see what the Most High is. Like you were saying, you gave the example earlier of the chisel, the marble.
Yeah.
You don't. At first, it's just whether it's a square or round, or you know, just a regular ass rock. And out of that, you got to be. That's why we're visionaries, you know, seers.
Right.
You know, you got to envision what it's going to look like. But it's little by little, it's being shown and it's being revealed what it's going to be, what our appearing is going to be.
And real quick, at the beginning stages, people don't have much hope in it.
Yep.
You know, when they see that, they're like, oh. No.
Too much work.
Yeah, exactly.
Too much time.
Yeah, you see that? Hey, that's cold, because really, that's fucking crazy as hell to think about that, because it's yourself.
Yeah.
Because we are that statue, you know what I'm saying? It's like, why wouldn't you invest that time in working on yourself? That's why it says in this book of St. John, the 3rd chapter, it says, light is coming to the world, but men love darkness rather than light. And neither come to the light lest their deeds should be reproved. They don't want to make those corrections like, damn, I can't eat pork, I can't do this. They just look at all the hell that they would have to catch to where they're like, man, I ain't finna do that. Just like looking at that statue like, hold on, you want me to make this look like this? And you looking at the picture and you looking at that block like, I ain't got time for that shit, man. Fuck it. What was he doing? Nigga, we go back to 2K and shit. But we like, nah, let's get this shit right.
Yep.
Like
and it's funny you say that, because the other audiologist did, the elder out there in Dallas just did a video called "The Brotherhood is Like a Mirror."
Yeah.
So you're supposed to, you know, when you look at, you know, when you're with the brothers are going to correct you, and you be like, damn, okay, I gotta. The ear is a little pointy over here on this side. It was right, you know. You start because you're looking at that mirror and you're reflecting on yourself.
Yeah,
you know, and that's
you can't get mad when the brother's like you chiseling and you excited, because you know it kind of hurts you if you actually working on something that you care about.
Yeah,
and somebody come over like, yeah, bro, that shit look ugly as hell over there. Like you can get a little offended, like, hold on, bro, I worked hard on it, you know.
Yep.
So, but we can't be like that in the faith. Like your brother's like, yeah, I know you working hard, but you fucking up over here. You know what I'm saying? You can't get mad, well, he ain't seeing all the lessons I'm doing and this and that and the third. Like,
you don't know what time I put in up.
Right, you don't know all that work I done put in, yeah, but the nose is crooked. So you finna finish this and the nose is crooked and you're gonna be mad.
And some brothers gonna tell you, yo, that's fucked up. And then some brothers gonna be like, yo, you need to fix that a little bit. But you gotta be able to take both.
Right, either way you gotta make the adjustment, you know. Either way, you know. Because you don't want a fucked up product. But that's the same thing with us. Like the Lord, like he'll, like, yeah, you need to chisel here, you need to chisel that. Like, knock the water. I ain't even peeped that. You look at it like, damn, he is right. I am looking at that nose. It is crooked. And then just make the adjustment. That's it. Really, at the end of the day, all we got to do is just continue to make adjustments. Or what do I need to work on? All right, well, then let me fix it and keep it moving. And that's how we get refined, you know?
Let him finish this one real quick, and then you got it.
He said you got it too, right?
1 John chapter 3, verse 2. Beloved, now we are the sons of the Most High, and it does not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see.
It says, "For when he appears, we shall be like him." Going back into the image. You know, we've been made in that image of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So when he appears, when Yahushai appears, then it's going to be known. Like Wisdom of Solomon talks about, this is him. How is he chosen amongst us? You know, but it's going to be made clear and evident who was serving the Heavenly Father in that day, because like it speaks about in Revelation about us being made pure and white.
Yeah.
You know, the virgins, you know, undefiled. We're going to be pure, you know.
Right.
We shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. And every man that hath this hope in him purifies himself, even as he is pure.
That's right. It says purified himself, right?
With the
Or in
hope.
the book of Psalms 119, it says, how shall the young man cleanse his way? Or how should he be purified? By taking heed thereto according to the word. That's the baptism.
Yep.
That's the purification. That's that Romans the 12th chapter that we read, man. Being not conformed, but being transformed by the renewing of your mind through what? This word, man. That's all. That's what us conforming to what's written. Everything still ties back to the same simple concept of this is the word. We gotta apply it. That's it. You know, we gotta be this. We gotta be walking epistles, man. That's why Yahushua said that he was the word made flesh. All right, and Paul said that you are my epistles, man, roughly paraphrasing. So we have to be embodiments of Proverbs, of Sirach, of what Corinthians says, of anything. You know, we got to be embodiments of that. You know what I'm saying?
Because you notice with change, it's either very drastic, or you might change one little thing and you think it might not have an effect, but you know it might not have an effect right now, but later down the road it's gonna be a big, you know, a plasmatic action that takes place. You know what I mean? But it either could change drastically at one point in time, or it's gonna, something big's gonna happen. You know, and that's just with change. Every time change happens, it's huge, man. You know, it go through a lot, man. You know.
Hey, just like a quick example that popped into mind: Joseph going to Egypt. You know, getting sold into slavery. That ended up leading to the point to bringing the other tribes over there. And then eventually they went into slavery over there while they were in
at that time.
Yeah,
Exactly. It was a small thing at that time.
Yeah.
But what?
It led Israel over there, you know?
Right.
And that's how we gotta, you know, operate. It's a process. You know, you ain't just gonna become a super Israelite overnight. You know, it takes that first step. You know.
Right.
This quick precept real quick. We always use this physically, but you know, you can take it's twofold. You can use it spiritually as well. This is Sirach 30 verse 15. Sirach 30 verse 15. It says, health and good estate of the body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth. You know, so as the brother's going through changing, you know, our temple, you know, who we are investing, all right, the scriptures has told you, you know, health, your body is above everything else, man. All right, that's why scriptures say, seek ye the kingdom of heaven first, because in order for us to get in the kingdom of heaven, that starts with changing who we are. That starts with working on ourselves, on our body, chiseling, like as the brothers been going through, chiseling this. So the scriptures tell you that, you know, that's above everything, man. You know, because why? That's what we're going to take with us. That's what's going to get us into the kingdom, us making that change and us having that faith, all right, in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. You only can do that by, you know, abiding in his ministry, you know?
You got it out.
It's the book of Sirach. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 2, starting at verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Right, so that's already be in your mind that when you serving Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you're going to go through some hell, man. He said, prepare thy soul for temptation, because what the Lord is going to do, he's going to try to see if you're really about him. The scriptures tell us to even prove a friend. Well, how much more Yahweh Shem Yahushai if we're hoping to be his friends, man? You know? So he's going to prove us through what? Taking us through the furnace, taking us through affliction, and seeing how we respond to it. Sitting there looking at us, yeah, I put this hell on your plate, now how you going to deal with it? How you going to reason through it? Are you still going to serve me? Are you still going to carry that cross? All right, and continue to follow me? That's what the Lord is looking at, man. Go ahead.
And real quick, I don't know if you brothers recognize that guy from last week. The Spirit had him recognize that there's something different out here, because last week he came by and the Spirit busted his ass and just laid there for a couple seconds. This week he got to like right there, right before he got off of it, walked through passes and then hopped back on it. And they're going. And we got to come back.
Verse 2. Set Verse 2, set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
And that's the key point. It says, set thy heart aright, meaning get your mind in the right place, right? And constantly endure. It didn't say endure for a little bit. Endure for just a certain amount of time and then you ain't got to endure no more. It says constantly, man. So we going to constantly be going through different things. But what's beautiful about it is that we getting stronger. You know? We still getting stronger, man. Those weights is feeling a little bit lighter, not because it's getting easier, but because you're able to endure more. Going back to that tolerance, your tolerance has been built up because you done caught hell and you done been through it to where you can deal with even more now, man.
Repetition.
Exactly.
Apostle Paul says, repetition is the father of skill.
And once the product get more, get closer to being finished, it gets more tedious. You know, it gets more. Like, cause you already done knocked off so much. The major system has more tedious. Like, like when you're working out, your biceps might be lacking, so you gotta, hit the different heads. You gotta focus on, doing the right type of curls, or, just to focus. You wanna, focus on just that part of the body, cause you're already big, but you wanna focus on, I need my traps to be a little bigger, so I gotta, it get more tedious, man.
Right.
Verse 2, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
Right, so get closer to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Scripture says, draw nigh to the Lord, and he'll draw nigh to you. When we go through these different afflictions, it's really, we're supposed to get closer into the Lord, examining ourselves, like, damn, what do I need to change? What do I need to adjust? What can I work on? X, Y, and Z. And that was the advice that Elihu gave Job. Right now, when Job was catching that hill, he told him straight up, man, when you get deal with certain affliction, it's good to pray into the Lord and ask him, all right, if I'm going off and what I need to do to change it. I'm gonna just grab it real quick. Job chapter 34, because once again, this is all a refinement, so it will help us out in our walk if we understood exactly what is the Lord trying to refine in me. So then when you're going through that hell, it's like, okay, I'm already mentally like, all right, this is what I'm working on. I've been praying for patience. Now the Lord put me in this situation where I got to exercise patience. So this is what I'm focusing on. So now I'm not just going through this situation idly, like, oh man, it's just hell over here, hell over there. Now it's like we can be strategic about it. Like, okay, well, damn, I do need to work on my patience. So this is what the Lord is bringing out of me, and I pray for this. Because the Lord is always answering our prayers. He's always speaking. It says the Lord speaks once, yea, twice, yet man does not perceive it. So the Lord is doing things all the time, but we don't always pick up on it. So we can pick up on different things that we've been praying for, that the Lord is taking us through to refine us. Then as we're going through it, it's like, all right, I know why I'm going through this, so you ain't even really tripping about it. Yeah, my baby mom, she's tripping to doing this and that and the third. Yeah, it's hell, but I know what I'm working on. I know what the Lord is trying to refine in me. You know what I'm saying? So this is Job chapter 34 and 31. Surely it is meet to be said unto the Most High, I have borne chastisement. I will not offend any more. That which I see not, teach thou me. If I have done iniquity, I will do no more. So he was like, look, when I'm going through different chastisement, which is affliction, trials, and tribulations, hell, right? He said it's good to be like, all right, I'm going to pray to the Lord and ask, all right, where am I going off at? And if I'm going off, if I'm committing iniquity, I'm going to make the adjustment. I'm not going to do it again. So that's the same thing with us, man. The Lord is constantly refining us, but we have to be able to acknowledge, like, okay, I ain't going through this for no reason. The Lord is getting something out of me. But what is that? What can I work on, But we can go back to that. Did you have something now? Or wait, where's that going at? So
Yeah.
Because you're Salak too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, come, Salak.
Verse 4, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully.
Right, take cheerfully. Why can we take these things cheerfully? The brother read Romans the 5th chapter. That tribulation, at the end of the day, is going to bring forth that hope. It's going to build up that faith if we respond to it the correct way. So go ahead.
And be patient when thou art changed to a low estate.
Right, when we get down to a low estate, be patient. Suffer through it. Deal with it. At the end of the day, he said deal with it. The scriptures tell us to gird up our loins. Or gird up the loins of your mind, of your heart, man. So at the end of the day, no matter what we got to go through, we just got to deal with it, man. Go ahead.
Verse 5, for gold is tried in the fire.
That's right.
And acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
That's right. So our furnace, all right, you put gold in the actual fire. Well, the way that the Lord puts us through the fire is through the adversity. So when we go through any type of adversity, That is the Lord refining us. That is Him getting different impurities off of us, but we have to look at it that way. Like something that the brother Madathi has said to me, or he said it on the line, it always stuck out to me. He's like, Satan is like a sparring partner, right? Now, a sparring partner, when you're boxing, the boxer or the sparring partner, he's not there to just knock you out. He's really there to show you where you're lacking at. So, because oftentimes he'll be like, all right, we're going to spar, we're going to go a couple rounds, 50% to the head. So he's throwing shit at the head, but really he's just letting you know, bam, I got you there, so okay, I need to put my guard up here. Oh, damn, I need to duck. He's tagging you, just showing you where you lacking at so that you can make the adjustment. So next time it's like, oh, I got to keep my guard up. I notice that whenever I'm shooting my jab, then I'm shooting it low, and I ain't protecting my face. Different things to make adjustments, and that was the same thing with Job. Job, when Satan came to Job, the Lord gave him limitations. Yeah, you can do X, Y, and Z, but you can't take his life, or you can't take his flesh. So that's the same thing. The sparring partner, he's like, all right, well, I can't do this, I can't do that, but I'm still showing you where I can make it, where you need to make adjustments. So the same thing with us. Satan comes, tries us, and this and that and the third. All right, and if we lose certain battles, whatever the case may be, like, damn, I need to make an adjustment. I'm weak here. All right, I'm losing here. I need to get better in this area or in that area, man. So that's what it is, you know.
And that's why Paul said, be not as one that beats the air. You know, there's got to be like one that's sparring, like let's make an example of. Because you just shadow boxing, you're not learning nothing from that,
Right.
you know.
Right.
You get some cardio, and that's how it is.
Right.
And that's why, you know, it's so beautiful that we got this wisdom. We know the Lord control both sides. So at the end of the day, it's like, damn, I'm not even mad at Satan. He almost damn like my friend, because he helping me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He helping me out. He making me better. Because if it wasn't for him putting me through this shit, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be who I am. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be being refined. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like damn, it's like that's why it's just Satan. You know what I mean? He doing his job, man. He working for the Most High. So it's like you become at peace, man. Because you know, like, yeah, he ain't your friend, but shit, he helping you get strong. Like say, like a Spartan partner, man. You know, he gonna help you. He gonna help you get better. So you feel what I'm saying? You become at peace. You're not so mad at Satan, man. You know he worked for the Most High. So it's like you don't even get mad at this guy, man. It's just like, oh, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, real quick, just a quick preset on what y'all going into. I'll just get right to the point. Verse 28. It says Romans chapter 8, verse 28. Romans chapter 8, verse 28. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love the Most High, to them who are called according to His purpose.
And I was just going to say, once again, going back to the analogy, right? So when you get that jab to the face and you get that shot, like, oh shit, that shit's good for you. Why? Because next time, you know, okay, let me put that guard up. And the Lord got the limitations where He ain't going to give you more than you can bear. So that jab wasn't to knock you out. That jab was to, all right,
Wake you up.
Wake you up. Your lip might even bleed a little bit. Like, hey, you better wake your ass up. Like, oh shit. So at the end of the day, right at that point, that shit hurts. You know, I've been hit in the face with some, I'm like, oh shit, you black out for a second. Like, hold on, let me gather myself. Yeah, I ain't letting that shit happen again. But that's the same thing it should be with us. Satan, and he got me with that one, but you ain't gonna get me again with that one, player. You know? But that goes back to that scripture. All things work out to our good, but it's how you look at it, man. I could look at it like, man, this nigga just hit me and cry and shit, man. Fuck that. All right, man, put the gloves down, man. You know, and cry and go weep. Or I can be like, shit, all right, let me make the adjustment. You ain't getting me this time. You know?
You know, he doing his job.
Yeah.
Shit, he working for the Most High, man.
That's what he was hired to do.
Yeah, this is what he was hired to do, man.
The Lord, hey, in Sirach 39th chapter, it says how the Lord has those spirits created for vengeance and so on and so forth. But it says pretty much when the Lord tells them to do their command, they shall not transgress, and they rejoice at doing this commandment. That's pretty much the point I was making. Say what?
Appease his wrath.
Appease his wrath, right? But they rejoice in doing it. Like the angels, it's like, what do you need me to do? Whatever it is, bam, I'm there. Got you, you know? Same thing with Satan, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, precept.
Come.
It's 2 Samuel, chapter 16, verse 12. 2 Samuel, chapter 16, verse 12. And it may be that Yahweh will look on my affliction, and that the Lord will requite me good for his cursing this day. And I know you brothers talk about boxing, but the same thing with jiu-jitsu. Like in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, like you got caught by your sparring partner, by your teacher, by a certain move, there's like several steps that happened before that move happened. It's like just boxing, like chess versus checkers. So then you go and you fight him again, and you remember, okay, before he choked me out, he did this particular move first. Then he got this move. I can't let him get this move right here. And then he's like, oh, now you're starting to learn.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful because it's a spiritual battle. Like it's really like Satan is strategic. Like he knows your weak points. You know, he knows at certain points that, nah, this will get him. This should always get his ass, man. I'm gonna hit him with it again. You know? And then what? It's like that's why it says deny the devil and he will flee from you. Roughly paraphrasing the book of James. Resist. Yeah, it says resist the devil and he shall flee from you. So then when he's trying to hit you with something and you resist it, like, oh, so then he's making adjustments like, oh shit, damn, he ain't going for that shit no more. All right, you know, and then you feel better in the spirit because it's like, yeah, nah, he tried to get me with that. I ain't going into that same trap again. And it's all growth, and all those things is getting us molded to a better image to be acceptable in the sight of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. You know?
Real quick, it say, he that pleases the Lord shall even make his enemies to be at peace with him. Did not Paul say I sent Satan on him? Like, I think they was going off with something, but he said I sent him, he said I sent Satan amongst them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, he doing his job, man. You know, he testing you, tempting you, making you stronger. Or you just can't fall victim to that dude, man.
That's right.
Because he will get your ass.
That's right, because at the end of the day, you can't blame it on Satan.
Yeah.
Like, he tries to tempt you, and then it's like, oh, it was Satan. Like, yeah, all right,
carried away
yeah,
by
he
your
tempted
own
you,
lust,
but
like the
exactly,
scripture say, you know?
exactly, that's perfect. It's like, it was your own lust. Yeah, he threw it in your face, but, nigga, you ate the cake, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? You can't get mad. Yeah, he placed the cake in front of you, but if you took the fork and you ate that shit, that's on you. You can't blame Satan for that, man. You know?
Satan made me eat that cake.
Right, it was
like, damn, Satan was holding you down, like he was stuffing
right,
your face.
Nah, you know? But we can get, was it on that? Okay, we
Finish up on this.
Did you have something now?
Yeah, it's still on topic, but yeah, I mean, this is Sirach 34, Ecclesiastes chapter 34, I read 25 and 26. Sirach 34 and 25, he that washeth himself after the touching of a dead body, if he touch it again, what availeth his washing? I'm getting to verse 26. So is it with a man that fasteth for his sins, and goeth again, and doeth the same. Who will hear his prayer, or what doeth his humbling profit him? So pretty much going into, like the saying goes, you know, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. You know, so like if you keep falling to the same lusts or things that are happening that the Lord tests you with, ultimately you're not preparing yourself. You know, because you think about a game, and you got halftime adjustment, you got to adjust, you got to be fluid. Because going into that fight, we're involved in this, always adapting and changing. Every day is different. And that's why we take one day by day, because that's why we say Lord's will. One day is enough eating. You know?
Hey, next one's like counsel. You know, taking heed to counsel, like going back to the boxing. What happens every between each rounds? He goes to the corner and gets some advice. So the counsel, like, hey, no, you gotta keep using the chair. You know? Right. You gotta take heed to the counsel.
Yep. And we seen what happened when you don't have somebody in your corner. You had the boxer earlier this year. Yeah, I think he calling himself. His last name was Solomon. He was calling himself King Solomon on his little pants, but he had nobody in his corner. So he go to the corner. The first time I ever seen this, he just sits down. And then he just going off his own what he wants to, and he lost the fight. He got his ass knocked out. That's
Because when you in the fight, you know, you see a difference. You got a different perspective than somebody on the outside.
Exactly.
Right? And that's why it's a lot easier. Like oftentimes, like you might go to a brother, and it could be tough in your head. You dealing with a situation, X, Y, and Z. You battling. Like, man, how the fuck am I gonna get through this? What should I do? Then the brother on the outside, you tell him the details. He'll be like, oh, brother, well, hey, just do this and that, X, Y, Z, apply this precept. Why? Because he's on the outside looking in. So it's easier, and he's giving you wise counsel. You know? Hey, you can't be like...
Proverbs 11, 14, go ahead. You got it? You got it. I got it. This is Proverbs 11 and verse 14. Where no counsel is, the people fall. Within the multitude of counselors, there is safety. So that's why we have the body. You know, we have elders, we have apostles, we have leadership. You know, because a lot of the brothers that the stuff we're going through, they already been through these things. So pretty much they save the trouble and headache of going through, you know, being stiff-hearted and hard-headed and saving the trouble. But you know, a lot of times they don't listen. You know, but off the experience alone, you should be off their wisdom. That's why you're supposed to go into, going into the elders. You know, supposed to cleave onto them. Because they pour wisdom every time they speak is wisdom. You know, so you should really be listening a lot, especially in this thing for myself personally.
That's right. And that's it, man, because how dumb is it? But here it is, you got this whole corner, and then you go to the corner, and then they trying to give you advice, man. Yeah, man, you need to tuck the jab, and this and that and the third. And then you just get mad at the corner. Yeah. Like, man, why y'all telling me, man? I know what I'm doing. Y'all ain't in there right. All right, bro, you got it, bro. All right, take your ass back in there. Then. Get your ass knocked out then, I guess, you know?
See 3 of them.
Man, you ain't see all 3 of them right there, dog? Like, come on, bro, it ain't 3 people, bro. Your ass just ain't got your hands up, you know? But that's how it is, and like, you know, that's why we got to take ourselves out of the situations and just listen to the brothers, man. They gonna give you counsel according to the Holy Scriptures, man. You know, listen to that guidance, man. That's what the body is here for, you know. And even the angels came down and ministered to Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? And what the angels ministered to us, of course, through the brothers, but through these words, man, provide us precepts in our mind. It says, "Wisdom shall lead us in every thought." But the thing is, we have to apply the wisdom. We have to apply what's written. We have to apply the counsel of the brothers for it to benefit us. Because if you're just hearing it and nothing's being applied, then what's the point of them telling you that if you ain't gonna do it? You know?
Hey, when the Spirit came upon us, that was the Lord counseling with us.
Yeah.
You know, when you came across this truth, that wisdom, it resonated within your mind, and you know that was like a counsel. You're like, damn, these dudes are right, and you over here getting cut. You're like, damn, I have been doing this, but that's that wisdom that's entered onto you, and now it's creating a counsel to happen in you. You know, and that's how you become convinced. Because you're like, oh well, it's the you know, you come to a verdict through that counsel. You know, like, damn,
exactly.
this is the way.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. We can have back in.
All right, this is finishing off in Wisdom of Solomon 3. And it reads verse 5. It says, Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 5. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded.
Right, having been a little chastised, that should be greatly rewarded. So what we're going through is really a little chastisement, you know, compared to what we're going to receive, man. This is a light affliction which endures only but for a moment, man. But the reward that's coming for, man, it's going to far surpass any of this shit, man. You know, all the cares and worries, man, they ain't even going to matter, man. Bills.
Everlasting life.
Man, that's what's coming, bro. Even when all this hell breaks loose, it's gonna be all hell breaking loose. But damn, I ain't gotta pay no bills no more. Perfect. I ain't gotta clock in. I'm just going off of the faith of the Lord. Like the Lord gotta take care of everything. I ain't gotta worry about nothing.
That's how Jake feel when he get locked up. That's how the 2/3. That's what they do. That's their kingdom. They go to jail and they have to pay bills. Fuck. Yeah, free meals.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna have to worry about a woman talking crazy to your ass.
Yeah.
Like at this point, it's like, well, shit, go die then. Pretty much, like this. You gonna go to martial law, or you gonna just get your ass in order? You know, you don't have to deal with all this shit, man. The Lord is wiping away our tears, even already, man. You know, even through this knowledge, man, we were comforted through this. But of course, in the totality, it's gonna be in the kingdom. But man, the Lord is already doing great things for us right now that we can rejoice in, man. You know.
Hey, Kanye, we've been spiritually healed. Man, now we just gotta be physically healed.
That's right. That's right.
That's why the Lord, He said He's gonna come with healing in His wings.
That's right. Yep.
The fulfillment of us completely being healed is when the outside turns and we get those new bodies. But hey, we already been healed. You know, that's a form of spiritual powers. But now we healing others. You know, bringing in people to Yahweh is healing them.
That's it. That's right.
It says, and having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For the Most High proved them and found them worthy for Himself. As gold in the furnace hath He tried them.
Right. They went through the afflictions. Go ahead.
And received them as a burnt offering.
And received them as a burnt offering. So we are those burnt offerings, man. We are the ones getting put through the fire and taken as a sacrifice to Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So we are those spiritual. We are that sacrifice, man. You know?
Verse 7, it says, and in a time of their visitation they shall shine, and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign forever.
That's right, man, and that's what's going to happen. That's part of the reward, man. Judging the nations and having rulership, man. A true kingdom, all right? With everlasting peace, man. Hey, the scriptures say in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter, it says, in the great city, in that great city dwelleth all good things, man. That's talking about the kingdom of heaven, all good things. It says at the right hand of the Heavenly Father are pleasures forevermore. In the book of Psalms, it says that the Lord, delight ourselves in the Lord, and He'll give us the desires of our heart, man. Trust in Him, and He'll bring it to pass, man. The Lord knows what you want, what you desire, you know, your likes, your dislikes, man. He's going to give you everything, man, freely, willingly. Just like with a child that's being good to the father, taking heed to his commandments, what he told him to do, bring the A's and B's home. He brought the A's and B's home, like you said. Take out the garbage, been taking out the garbage. You know what I'm saying? He been doing everything that his father says. So when it comes, what you need, man, I got you. That and more. You're making me proud. All right, you're making me proud, man. Well, we want to make the Lord proud. All right, proud of us and what we're doing and how we're moving and how we thinking, man. You know. You said you had something?
Yeah. That was it on that? Yeah. All right, Con, this is
Then we'll go to that Sirach, because that goes into that. It talks about how we're sacrificing. Now we're lifting up spiritual sacrifices as well, which is atoning for our sins as well, man. But you
Con, this is Romans 8. I'm gonna read verse 16 through 18. It says, "The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we're the children of the Most High, and if children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Hamashiach. If so, that we suffer with him, that we may also be glorified together."
That's right. Hey, so at the end of the day, we have to go through the suffering if we want to be glorified with Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. Yeah.
Continuing on, verse 18, "For I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. For the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of God."
That's right, man. Hey, so what we got coming, man, it's not going to compare. Or what we have coming to us, it's not going to compare, man. And the book of Sirach is the scripture that says that as a gravel sand is to the sand of the sea, so is 1,000 years to eternity. Roughly paraphrasing, man. So a whole 1,000 years is as one grain of sand when you compare it to eternity, man. So when you put things in that perspective, how much is this little time that we have left in Babylon? What does that compare to even this 1,000 year period, man? We ain't finna remember all this. This shit ain't gonna matter, you know. All this shit that we worry about and everything like that, the worries, the cares, man. It sucks because we in it right now. But man, when we put our mind in the kingdom, what's to come? It's like, man, hey, this ain't nothing. I'm gonna be chilling for thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years. With no worries, no fear, you know, spiritual power, all types of shit.
I got you right here. This is the precept the brother just quoted. Sirach 18 and 10. Sirach chapter 18 verse 10. "As a drop of water onto the sea," talking about the days of man, "and a gravel stone in comparison of the sand, so are 1,000 years." So the same as a man's life is to how long he's going to live, so is 1,000 years compared to the days of eternity.
That's right.
So 1,000 years is like that one little gravel stone compared to all the sand at the beach.
That's nothing, man.
Yeah.
That's nothing. A whole 1,000 years is nothing.
And that's
bro.
hardcore slavery for the nations.
Right. So then just imagine, like, and then you think about that whole time period, and then think about the little bit of time we might have left here. Yeah. What is a damn a year, 2, maybe 3, whatever the case may be? What is that compared to 1,000 years? That's why it don't make no sense to give up. Yeah. Here it is, man. We got a damn millisecond left in this place to be sitting on the throne for eternity, man. Ain't nothing that you can put in this world, you can throw in our faces that's gonna outweigh the kingdom of heaven, man. You can throw some bitches in there. You can throw a damn Lambo. You can throw a couple mansions in there. Some chicken and some ranch, some good ranch, you know what I'm saying? All that shit, you can throw all that in front. Yeah, nah, that's okay, all right, let's weigh it out. We got all this. Yeah, that shit don't weigh out to the kingdom of heaven, players. So it ain't nothing, man. It ain't nothing and that's the mentality that we have to have. We can't get caught up in just looking at the what's here and what's now.
It's that instant gratification.
You know, that instant gratification, exactly, man. The Lord is going to give us everlasting gratification, man. Through this work that we putting in right now, through the spirit of power, Yahweh Hashem, man.
I got you. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 4 and verse 13. Wisdom of Solomon 4 and 13. "He, being made perfect in a short time, fulfilled a long time." You know, so again, you know, whatever amount of time we've been in this faith, you know, it's still nothing compared, because you keep trying to get comparison of eternity, and you can't, because it's forever. Right. You know, but that's what we're promised, forever. You know, so there's a little bit of time we're catching hell and whatever it may be, you know, going through our trials. It's nothing compared to a long time of that everlasting rulership. You know?
That's right. When you look at it like that, it's like, man, really, like, it's almost not fair. Like, the Lord is really finna give us this, and it really is, because we don't deserve this. You know what I'm saying by that? That's what I mean by it not being fair. Is like, we don't deserve this. You know what I'm saying? When you look at all the shit that we've done as a people, as a nation, individually, we can think about all the years you was being a nigga, right? So like I'm 25. I came into the faith when I was 20 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I'm 5 years in the faith. let's say that we get out of here in 3 years, man. You know, let's say that, just throw a number, whatever. So all that I did wickedness, and the Lord is going to reward me for eternity. Lord's will endure to the end, just for trying to do right for 5, 6, 7 years. And then we got a millisecond left in this kingdom. Like, you know, that's why it's like people they done been in this faith for so long and they finna give it up. They finna give up an eternity of having the Lord put that crown upon your head. All right. That nobody gonna be able to take away from you, man. That you earned that crown, man. Through the spirit of power, Yahweh. We should want those things, man. But we gonna turn all that away for what's left here. It doesn't make sense, man. You know. But once again, we have to think about what's in the kingdom, what's to come, and not on the things that's here on earth, man. You know. Is there okay, yeah, kind of, yeah. Let's hit that Sirach 35. Just going into the spiritual sacrifices, man.
So Sirach 35, or Ecclesiasticus 35, talking about
1 Peter, I'll bring it in with this precept real quick. I believe it's 1 Peter, where it mentions about us, we are a spiritual house, giving up spiritual sacrifices. Yeah, this is 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 5. Ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house and holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to the Most High by Yahweh Shai Mashiach, right? So it talks about lifting up spiritual sacrifices. Well, what are those actual spiritual sacrifices? And this chapter is going to go into it.
So Sirach 35 and 1. He that keepeth the law bringeth offerings enough.
Mm-hmm. So keeping the law. Trying to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, let's bring in offerings, man. Okay, just like we would take a ram or whatever animal it was, and we present it unto the Lord and burn it. Well, that's how the Lord receives our offerings when we're trying to keep the law to the best of our ability. Go ahead.
He that taketh heed to the commandment offereth a peace offering.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 2. He that requiteth a good turn ordered fine flour.
Right. He that requited the good turn. So let's say that, hey brother, hey, I need $10 for this to do X, Y, and Z, right? He like, cool, he give me the $10. Then shoot, later on he might need some help. Oh yeah, I got you. You had me anytime, anyways, that last time, you know? That's requiting a good turn. Somebody does good unto you, you do a good unto them, man. And that's gonna be back in our culture, man, because our people, they don't do that, man. All right, or they holding a grudge over your head, like, man, you remember that last time I did X, Y, and Z, you know, for you, and this and that and the third, they trying to hold that over your head? Nah, man, all right? Hey, it says, even if you lend it to your brother and he can't give it back unto you, you're going to get a reward from the Lord, man.
You right here.
Con, the water.
This is Sirach 12, yeah. It's Sirach 12. When thou, I get, you want me to get the point?
Con. You can start at the top, too.
Ecclesiasticus Sirach 12 and 1, it says, when thou wilt do good, know to whom thou doest it. So shalt thou be thanked for thy benefits. Do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find a recompense. And if not from him,
right,
yet from the Most High.
That's right. So if that man, if that man of the Lord, he can't pay you back, yeah, bro, I ain't got it right now, and this and that and the third, the Lord's like, look, don't trip. You know, because really you did it unto the Lord. You didn't just do it unto him. You did it unto the Lord, pursuing the Matthew's 25th chapter. It says, whatsoever you've done unto the least of these little ones, you've done it unto me. So here it is, you gave it to that brother, you lent it unto the Lord. You think the Lord ain't going to pay you back? Of course he is, man. So in totality, this is a sacrifice for the Lord regardless, man. And I got one more precept just to land back on that. This is Proverbs 19 and 7. That hath pity upon the poor, lend it unto the Lord. And who's the poor? Who's the meek? That's the servants of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. It says, in that which he hath given, will he pay him again. So here it is, you lend, all right, you lend it unto the Lord, he's going to pay it back unto you, man. So we ain't got to be in that stingy attitude and that stingy mindset. Now the scriptures do give the balance, all right. Now if you don't have it, all right, don't give above your means, unless you be like unto your neighbor, right? Yeah, don't lend above your strength. So the scriptures do give the balance, but our people shouldn't even have that stingy mentality, man. That's what black culture taught us. That's what Esau, even the so-called white man, that's what he taught us, man. Black culture, all right? Hating your neighbor, you know, and X, Y, and Z, man. We ought not to be like that. We're royalty. We live by the royal law. That's what the scripture says in the book of James, man. This is the royal law. This is what makes us holy and above all other nations, man. It's us keeping our heritage, man, which is these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability and having faith in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You got it back up.
So, Sirach 35, verse 2, he that requited a good turn offered fine flour.
Yep.
He that giveth alms sacrificeth praise.
Yep. Go ahead.
Verse 3, to depart from wickedness is a thing pleasing to the Lord, and to forsake unrighteousness is a propitiation.
Right, it's a propitiation. So all these are examples of the spiritual sacrifices that we're doing today. So we don't have to keep the lambs, or we don't have to sacrifice actual lambs and bullocks anymore, but we still have to give up spiritual sacrifices. See, sacrificing in its entirety wasn't done away with. The fact of us actually taking the animals and doing it, but we still have to give up these spiritual sacrifices, man. That's an atonement for our sins, our iniquities. But go ahead.
Sirach 35 and 4, thou shalt not appear empty before the Lord.
And that proves it says, thou shalt not appear empty before the Lord, meaning you got to bring something to the table. What works do you have to show forth your faith? All right? What sacrifices do you have, man? What you been requiting good turns? You been good to your neighbor, X, Y, and Z? You have any sacrifices? It says, don't become to the Lord empty-handed. But you got it.
Ecclesiastes 12. Remember the creator in the days of thy youth, but thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in thee. And once you old, then it's like, well, what you really got? You know, what you got to give me? I don't I don't want you. You know, you want you when you're young. So, that's a lot to give, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, hey, just to be plain, hey, the Lord wants a sacrifice. A sacrifice meaning that you're losing something, you're giving up something, right? Now, people a lot of times they wait till they get old. Yeah, all right, I'm gonna finally give my life to Jesus. Hold on, you're 70 years old and you done did all this wickedness. Now you ain't even got the energy to be wicked no more. Now you want to give your life to the Lord. So was that a sacrifice? No, man. That's why the brother quoted that Ecclesiastes 12 chapter says, serve now thy creator in the days of thy youth before the evil days draw nigh. The Lord wants you to make that sacrifice, man. He wants you to give up something for him. Like a prime example, Abraham, right? Abraham loved Isaac so much. They called him his only begotten son, man. And because he loved him so much, that's what made that sacrifice so mighty, because he cared about Isaac so much, man. Now, if Abraham just didn't give a damn about Isaac, that wouldn't have been a great sacrifice. That wouldn't have been a sacrifice, because he didn't care. But the fact that he cared about him so much, that's what made that sacrifice so heavy, to where the Lord was like, man, now I know that you fear me, because what you love the most, you put that behind to do my will, man. So the same thing, the Lord wants a true sacrifice, meaning that we have to give up certain things, just things that you might like. All right, well, even when you first come into the faith, you realize that, oh, the Lord doesn't like it when we eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. Well, damn, I like eating that. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to sacrifice that. Even though I like that and I want that, I'm going to deny myself to do what the Lord has told me to do. That's what the Lord wants, man. You know, oh, man, yeah, man, that chick or whatever, man, she's bad. She's been trying to talk to me. Well, she's got a man. Well, even though my flesh might want to deal with her, well, the Bible says otherwise. She's got a man. That's adultery. So I'm going to do what the Bible said, what the Lord told me to do, as opposed to going off of what I feel and what I want and my desires, man. Those are sacrifices that the Lord looks at. He's like, man, that's what I'm talking about. You denied yourself. That's denying yourself. That's laying down our lives for Yahweh Shem Yahweh, man. You know?
And a quick example with Thanos, where he had to get the reality stone, the red stone, what he had to give up what he loved. What was that? His daughter. You know, so, you get the same concept from the scriptures, man. Give up. What did it cost you? He said it cost me everything.
Right.
He had to give up everything.
Yeah.
What was dearest to his heart just to get that stone.
And that's the same thing with us, man. Coming into this faith, the Lord's like, you're going to have to give up everything, partner.
And what did Thanos want? He wanted to rule. He wanted to rule. Yes, he wanted to rule. Have ultimate power. All the stones.
Have everything in order.
Yeah.
He wanted everything in order.
So shit, we coming in that same mindset.
Right. What do I gotta lose?
What it take?
Everything.
So Sirach 35, verse 5, for all these things to be done because of the commandment. Verse 6, the offering of righteous all that, and the sweet savor thereof is before the Most High.
That's right. So sacrifices are going up to the Lord. Us doing this lesson right now, man, through the Spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Yahweh, brothers listening, taking heed and so on and so forth. The Lord is, it's a sweet savor. This is a blessing. Here it is. I know they had all types of gay parades up in here and everything like that. And then the Lord, those are my boys right there, man. Tell them where the Lord is about to bring a great wrath upon this place, man. Famine, pestilence, all right? Martial law, man. Forced vaccinations. the Lord is only going to look to protect those that are walking in the future, man. This is why we out here teaching, man. Okay? To avoid the punishment to come, the judgment to come, just like in all the ages, man. All right, in all the ages, the Lord, when he was about to bring in great judgment, he always spoke on it, had his prophets out there warning. Sodom and Gomorrah, all right? Abraham, he already knew what was up. He warned Lot, you know? The judgment to come before the Lord flooded the earth. Noah was out there prophesying over 100 years. What we're doing there right now, we prophesying before the Lord brings in the great destruction. But when that destruction comes, hey, that's it, man. That's why we have to serve the Lord now before all this hell breaks loose, man. Turn now before that judgment comes upon us, man. But you got it, man.
Real quick, precept, Revelation 3:10, simple. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience.
Right, so because you kept this word, because you fought to be obedient, disciplined, to do the will of Yahweh, what is the Lord going to do for you in return? Go ahead.
Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation.
So then the Lord is going to protect you in the hour of temptation. All right, the Lord is going to protect you when they're trying to do the forced vaccinations, the forced mark of the beast implementation, which is the RFID chip. That means the Lord is going to be there with you to guide and protect you. Why? Because you kept his word, man. You know, we're going to be able to pray these things. Lord, Baba Kushai, deliver me. All right, Baba Kushai is pleased, and so deliver me from this. I kept your word. I fought. I stood up for your name. I did this and that and the third. Baba Kushai, remember the sacrifices that I made in your name. Baba Kushai, deliver me. We're going to be able to pray these things. That's what Hezekiah did. See, when Hezekiah in your name and that in your name, all right, he wept unto the Lord. And then the Lord told him through the prophet Isaiah, hey, he told Isaiah, hey, look, tell him I'm going to add 15 years to him, man. Then Isaiah made that balm for him, and then he was healed from his infirmity, man. So the same thing, we're going to be able to pray these things, but you ain't going to be able to have that confidence to ask the Lord that if you haven't been keeping his word. You can't go before, Lord, I've kept your word and this and that, but you lied, you haven't. You haven't been serving the Lord, man. It says that we know that the Lord heareth not sinners, but him that doeth the will of the Heavenly Father, he heareth. So our people, they're always talking about, oh, I feel like the Lord ain't our prayers and this and that and the third. Well, are you doing what he's told you to do first and foremost? What kind of father just gives his child everything that he asks for and he's being a badass child? What father does that? Nobody, man. All right, unless the father doesn't care about his child. Yeah. But a true father, he's going to correct them like, wait, what are you doing? Nah, you need, man, got to whoop your ass for that. Let me correct you so you don't continue in this path, man. Well, that's how the Lord is doing with us. So if you want the Lord to hear, if we want the Lord to hear our cries and our prayers, well, we have to first and foremost make sure that we're doing what he's told us to do. And then those prayers are heard. That's why the scripture says the prayer of a righteous man availeth much. Yeah. So it starts off with what? Doing what the Lord has commanded us to do for those prayers to be heard and considered from the Lord, man. The scripture says that the Lord heareth not sinners, man. All right, the prayer of a sinner is an abomination to the Lord in the book of Proverbs, man. So it starts off with our obedience. But you got it, man.
I'll finish off. It says, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Right, so this is going to come upon everybody on earth, man. Everybody's going to be tried, man, to see if you truly believe in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, or if you don't. If you're going to take the chip, if you don't have faith, like, man, the Lord ain't going to deliver me out of this and that and the third, okay. Then what? What you going to do? You going to take the chip? Which is the mark of the beast? We know the judgment of that, fire and brimstone. You ain't escaping that. So what is it? You fear the Lord or you fear man? You fear Esau, Edom in this system, man. Everybody's going to be tested with that. We're going to be tested, and that's why we're trying to build up our faith and our mental endurance to endure these times that we're entering into, because it's right around the door, man. Election is next week.
Tuesday.
Tuesday, man. They talking. We going into the second. I don't know why niggas acting like it ain't finna get shut down again. This shutdown is gonna be worse. Troops is already on the soils. They already mobilized the troops the first time. What do you think these troops are gonna do? They're talking about vaccinating you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans first after the healthcare workers. So here it is, for over 400 years they've been kicking your ass. All of a sudden, the last few seconds of America, they want to come help you out. We don't want to let the black community behind in this one. We're going to come through and save the day. We aren't letting them down this time. No, they don't give a fuck about you. They're going to kill you. That's straight up. It says Esau had a perpetual hatred. Esau Edom is a so-called white man. It says that he has a perpetual hatred towards the 12 tribes of Israel, which is you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. It talks about the great wrath that he's going to come down with, man. It's going to happen in this time period. And once again, the only way to escape is serving Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. That's the only way you can make it up out of here. Yeah, you got it.
You were speaking on this a little earlier about the sacrifice we're doing for the Lord's name. It says, For Yahweh is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which you have shown towards his name, and that you have ministered to his saints and do minister.
There you go, man. Hey, so the Lord ain't gonna forget these works that we doing, man. All right, the hours that we put in, man. Jake be in class. All right, man. I know with us, we be in class Friday night. All right, that's where Jake can hop on all the hoes and this and that and the third. What is Jake? Jake is in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? We out here on a Saturday night, Saturday. You know, it's supposed to be Halloween today. We supposed to be getting nice and dressed up in some stupid ass costumes to go party it up. You know, this is what is expected of us to do. But what are we doing? We're sacrificing for Yahweh Shem Yahweh. Yeah, I put what I would have wanted to do to the side to do your work. You know, that's what we're doing, and it's a continue. We make sacrifices daily, man. Want to do this? Well, let me open up my scripts. I ain't get no reading in. Let me get some reading in. Let me build up my spirit. Let me feed my spirit. Let me watch some lessons. These are all sacrifices, and every last one of them is being accounted for in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahweh, as long as we endure to the end. Because if we stop at any point, stop serving Yahweh Shem Yahweh and all these sacrifices that we putting up to the Lord, he said that he'll forget them all, man. If the righteous man turn from all his righteousness and go back to his wickedness, all that righteousness that he's done has been forgotten, man. And I know you brothers have all made sacrifices, and we don't want any of those sacrifices to be in vain, man. You had your family talk all types of shit about you, all right? Call you all types of bywords. What was that? Was that for nothing? Or was it for a crown?
That's not being able to finish.
That's right, man. That's right. Hey, like the brother said, hey, we got to finish this race, man.
Counting cars, building a tower and not able to be finished. That's you a laughing stock.
That's right, man. Yeah, that's right. Kind of. Was there any more on that?
If you want me to keep going, but chapter 7.
If not, we can end it on Isaiah 55 and start at 5, I believe. We ended off with Isaiah 55 last camp, but you started up. Yeah. But yeah, like 6. Yeah. Isaiah 55 and Trump 6.
You got it?
Yeah. This is Isaiah chapter 55, verse 6. I'll start at 6. Yeah. It says, Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near.
Right, it says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found, man. So it's gonna come a time where you ain't gonna be able to seek the Lord, where he's not gonna make it the prophets easily accessible, all right, to where you could know who you are, find out who you are, what you need to do to escape the coming calamities, where this knowledge is gonna be readily available, man. Seek the Lord while he may be found. Go ahead.
It says, Isaiah 55, verse 7. Let the wicked forsake his ways.
You can read that verse again.
Isaiah 55, verse 6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near.
Right, that's right. Call upon him while he is near. So right now the Lord is still near. His hand is still stretched out. Jake still has the time to repent. Okay, what am I doing wrong? All right, what do I need to change about myself so that the Lord can look down upon me and grant me favor, grant me mercy? We can find out all those things right now, man. But it's going to come a time where the men ain't going to be on the highways and byways. The prophets' videos ain't going to be on YouTube no more. And you're just going to be stuck there through wondering, what the hell am I going to do? You know? Because you didn't gather up wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of this word, man. You took whatever else you was doing in your life that was more important to you than getting your salvation. So therefore, when it's time for salvation, you will miss out on it, man. Because you took this time, you took the Lord's mercy for granted, man. This is mercy shown, but keep reading slow.
God, I'm going to read back from 6 again. Isaiah 55, starting back at verse 6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found.
Right.
Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his ways, and the unrighteous man his thoughts.
Right, it says, let the wicked forsake his ways, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. So the way that you think is wrong, all right? That's what it says in Jeremiah the 17th chapter. It says, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? So naturally, we've been indoctrinated. All right, in this society, we've been taught a whole bunch of lies. All right, we've been all this madness. Now it's time to uproot all that shit. You know, uprooting it. So it said, let the wicked forsake his ways and the unrighteous man his thoughts. Go ahead.
Hey, really right what you said. And it says, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon.
Right, so the Lord makes it clear who he's going to have mercy on. Those that are forsaking their own ways, all right, forsaking their own thoughts, conforming to these scriptures, all right? Those are the men and women, all right, and children, all right, that are elected to be delivered. Those are the ones that are going to get saved, man. They're walking in that vibration. That's who the mercy is going to be extended to. So we want to make sure that we're doing that on a constant basis, man. Checking our thoughts, checking our moves, decisions that we're making, and seeing if it aligns with the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. You know?
Well, let me just read 8 and 9. It says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith Yahweh. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts."
That's it. That's it. Brothers had any closing precepts? All right, well, we'll close it out, man. Having that being said, we're going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone and Rule Well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect pushing out this word in all sincerity and the truth. With that, we want to say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.